Chapter 26. It tastes good. It's worthy of being the most famous drink on the planet. Vados nodded with satisfaction and looked at Lu Fan. After a brief silence, he asked, "Can I have another drink?" "Be my girlfriend, okay?" Lu Fan said. Leading. Kampa. "Is your name Vados? What a nice name." Lu Fan sighed, "From the first moment I saw you, I felt that I fell in love with you." Vados wiped the sweat off his face vigorously. Kampa also smiled helplessly. "You are really good, kid. You even dare to hook up with Angel. You want an angel to be your girlfriend just by drinking a cup of Coke? No, 2 Cokes." Vegeta watched coldly from the side. "Humph, a good-for-nothing guy. You want a girlfriend so early? Also, what kind of girlfriend are you looking for? That woman looks quite old, doesn't she? That old woman. The main thing is that the woman's skin is blue." Lu Fan, if you want to find a girlfriend, can't you find one with a similar skin color to ours? I remember that the people on Earth seem to look similar to us Scions. If you want to find a girlfriend, you can find one on Earth. By the way, that girl named Bulma is about your age, which is just right for you. I really don't know what you are thinking." He actually wanted to pursue an old woman with blue skin. Leading. Vados glanced at Vegeta thoughtfully. "Who are you calling an old woman?" But Vados wasn't angry. "Actually, calling me an old woman, there seems to be nothing wrong with this statement. I have lived for hundreds of millions of years. I am really an old woman. No, to be precise, I should be a girl who never ages. Be my girlfriend and I'll treat you to spicy hot pot." Lu Fan continued. "Mailatang? What is that?" Vados was slightly stunned. Was it 6 times or 8 times? Lu Fan thought. Vados looked confused. "What are you talking about? As an angel, I don't understand anything you say. I've chosen you. You'll be my girlfriend from now on." Lu Fan said loudly. Leading. "I didn't admit. Is there anyone as direct as you? Come on, Zioba, have a Coke." Lu Fan said, turned around and poured 2 cups of Coke, handing one to Vados. Leading. "Zioba?" Vados covered his face and didn't want to talk anymore. Puff. Kampa burst out laughing. "Vados, you have come to this day. You actually let yourself be teased by a human. By the way, is this your pet cat?" Lu Fan asked. "Big fat cat, you drink Coke too?" As he spoke, Lu Fan handed another cup of Coke to Kampa. "Kampa." Kampa's face turned red, and he planned to destroy Lu Fan at that time. However, after a brief struggle, Kampa silently looked at the cup of Coke in Lu Fan's hand. "Let's drink some and try it first. If it doesn't taste good, it will ruin it. If it tastes good, I'll catch him and bring him to my planet and make good Coke for me. Once I've had enough Coke, it won't be too late for me to destroy it." Kampa took the Coke with a gloomy face. Then, Kampa took a sip. After drinking this sip of Coke, Kampa felt endless comfort. "Oh my god! Why have I only had this delicious drink now? I am so tragic. Yet, it tastes good." Vados was also silently savoring the pleasure that the Coke brought him. Took 3 sips. Vados looked towards Lu Fan. "You agree?" Lu Fan's eyes lit up. Leading. Vados almost burst out laughing. "What did you agree to? What did I say? This kid? Ahem, judging from your appearance, you seem to be only 8 years old this year." Vados sighed. "Yeah, you guessed right." Lu Fan nodded. "Looking for a girlfriend at the age of 8. Vados was speechless. "You should be at least 16 years old to find a girlfriend. I matured early." Lu Fan said with a smile. "Tisk, our scion bodies have already started to grow when we are 8 years old. In another 3 years, we will be almost like adults." Vegeta snorted at the side. "This is also to enable us to fight earlier." "Scion? Are you Scion?" Kampa looked at Vegeta and then at Lu Fan. "Humph, of course." Vegeta hummed. "Vados, do we have Scion here too?" Kampa turned and asked Vados. "Yes, they currently live on the planet Shadera." Vados nodded slightly. "What? Planet Shadera? Are you kidding? Didn't that planet become a dead star a long time ago?" Vegeta asked in surprise. Kampa ignored Vegeta and walked over to Vados. Vados, I have decided. I want to take this kid back and let him make coke for us every day. Kampa grinned and said to Vados. Okay, Master Kampa. Vados nodded without objection. As for what Lu Fan said about falling in love with me. In Vados's opinion, it was nothing big and he just treated it as a joke. Maybe once you know my true identity, you won't have this idea anymore. What should we do with this kid with inverted hair? Kampa looked at Vegeta silently. If it doesn't work, just take him with you. You can use him if you have nothing to do. As long as you're happy. Vados didn't object. Humph, boring. Vegeta snorted. Lu Fan, you can deal with those two guys yourself, I'm leaving. Are you leaving now? Lu Fan asked. Of course, as agreed, I will come back to find you when my combat power reaches over 100,000. Vegeta said, walking straight towards the direction of the universe spaceship. Your Highness, I feel like you're going to miss the best opportunity of your life. Lu Fan sighed. Vegeta slowly stopped and turned to look at Lu Fan. What? Vegeta asked. Nothing, whatever you want. Lu Fan said. Humph. Vegeta snorted and stepped onto the universe spaceship. Call out. The universe spacecraft took off, quickly sank into the void, and soon disappeared without a trace. Kampa looked up at Vegeta's universe ship, but didn't stop it. Just fly away. He's gone, Vados said. Forget it, let's just go and take this kid back. Kampa said. Okay. Vados nodded. Hey, kid, from today on you have to come back to my planet and make coke just for me. Kampa ordered Lu Fan. No, I want to be with Zioba. Lu Fan said. Kampa. Leading. Chapter 27. She lives on the same planet as me, you can be sure of that, Kampa replied. I'm so conflicted. I don't want to be a live-in son-in-law. Lu Fan murmured. Vados covered his face and didn't want to talk anymore. Kampa's face darkened. What a mess. What AFG live-in son-in-law? Well, it's a happy decision then. From today on, Xiao Ba and I will live together. Lu Fan said. Kampa was speechless. Don't you disagree? You've changed too quickly. So, what do we need to bring back to make coke? Kampa asked. All of this equipment needs to be taken away. Lu Fan pointed at the equipment for making coke, and you'd better move that tree over there as well. Kampa. There are quite a lot of requirements. But in order to drink coke, Kampa had no hesitation. Kampa walked up and pulled up the tree by its roots, then grabbed coke's equipment in the air with his hands. Okay, we can go now. Kampa said, go and hold onto that tree. I'll take you flying. Lu Fan immediately stepped forward and hugged Vados. Leading. Don't hug me, hug that tree. Vados was speechless. It feels good to hold you. Lu Fan said. Vados didn't want to talk anymore. Forget it, let's go. Kampa was speechless. This kid never plays by the rules. Let's go quickly. Vados didn't object and let Lu Fan hold him like that. Knock. Vados tapped the scepter in his hand lightly on the ground. Suddenly, flames as bright as stars quickly covered Lu Fan and Vados. Call out. Vados took Lu Fan into the void and entered the universe space. Kampa followed behind, pulling the huge cola tree and the equipment for making cola, with purple-red flames blooming on his body. Xiao Ba, you are so amazing. You can fly so fast. Lu Fan exclaimed. Vados smiled. Hey, kid, there are so many things you don't know. Kampa caught up with him and snorted. You are gods, right? Lu Fan suddenly asked. Kampa. It seems that you are not that kind of idiot who knows nothing. Kampa smiled lightly. Are you very powerful? Lu Fan asked with a smile, not having anything to be angry about. Of course, I am the most powerful god in our universe. Kampa nodded proudly. Really? Lu Fan smiled slightly. What? You look like you don't believe it, right? Kampa rolled his eyes. I'm going to show you my powerful strength. Call out. Kampa said this, and waved his hand lightly, throwing out a purple-red destructive energy. The destructive energy smashed towards a huge star in the distance. Bang! The purple-red energy instantly hit the huge star. In just a moment, this huge star was shattered, turned into ashes, and disappeared without a trace. This piece of universe space also dimmed immediately. Pa! Lu Fan clapped his hands vigorously. How about it, kid? Kampa said proudly. Awesome, I've really learned a lot today. Lu Fan nodded vigorously. If converted into our Scion's combat power, the combat power value of your attack just now is simply impossible to calculate with numbers. Combat power? What is that? Kampa asked Vados with a puzzled look. Vados picked up the scepter and looked at it carefully. Combat power is a kind of energy value of the 7th universe Frisia core. It can be checked through an advanced instrument. Vados explained, however, this instrument cannot check divine power, only ordinary energy. Lu Fan is right. If the destruction just now is really converted into combat power, I'm afraid it will be an astronomical figure. Boy, what's your fighting power? Kampa asked with a smile. I don't know. Lu Fan shook his head. Forget it, it doesn't matter. If you can let me drink a satisfying Coke, I can teach you a trick or two when I have nothing to do. Kampa said with a smile. Thank you very much. Lu Fan thanked. Boy, you are lucky. If you practice with me, you will get twice the result with half the effort. Kampa smiled gently. Well, big fat cat, I have a question I want to ask. Lu Fan said. Don't call me fat cat. Since you know I am God, you should call me Lord Kampa. Kampa said with a dark face. Okay, Master Kampa. Lu Fan nodded. That's more like it. Kampa answered with satisfaction and asked, Go ahead, if you have any questions, just ask. How big can the move you just used be? Lu Fan asked. What do you mean? Kampa was stunned. It means exactly what it says. Lu Fan explained, and added 2 more words, volume. Volume. Kampa was slightly stunned, not understanding the meaning of Lu Fan's question. Yes, it's the volume. Lu Fan nodded. There's no point in asking that. Destruction is about the power of destruction. What does it have to do with size? Kampa shook his head. Is it true that the larger the size, the greater the power? Lu Fan asked again. In principle, that's true, but it's not entirely correct, Kampa explained. It's like the destruction you condense, in your terms, it's energy. Although you can condense energy to a great extent, if you simply pursue volume and ignore the connotation, the power will be biased. What I mean is, without ignoring the connotation, the larger the size, the greater the power. Lu Fan replied. Of course it is. Kampa nodded. Is there any need to explain this? It's like comparing 2 objects of the same density. The larger the volume, the greater the power. But if you compare the same volume of cotton and iron, there is no comparison. So, how much destruction can you muster now? Lu Fan asked. Kampa. After going around in circles for so long, you've got the problem back. Vados listened silently and glanced at Lu Fan thoughtfully. Wow, the volume of destruction that Lord Kampa has condensed now is about the size of planet Vegeta. Vados said suddenly. Can it be condensed that big? Lu Fan pretended to be surprised. Humph, that's nothing. Kampa snorted, that level of destruction is enough to destroy a universe if I wanted to. Really? That's amazing. Lu Fan nodded vigorously. Boy, now you know how powerful I am, right? Kampa snorted proudly, be polite to me in the future. It will be as easy as crushing an ant to kill you. Yet. Lu Fan responded. Kampa. Why do I feel like you're not afraid at all? Did you drink too much Coke and damage your brain? Forget it, why should I bother with so much with a human being? Chapter 28. Call out. The 3 of them drew 2 streaks of light of different colors, and quickly left the 7th universe and entered the space of the 6th universe. Boy, this is my 6th universe. Everything in this universe is under my control. Kampa said. Come on. Lu Fan said. Kampa. Come on goddamn. This guy always talks incoherently. Call out. The 3 of them quickened their pace. Not long after, an inverted triangle planet appeared in front of Lu Fan. What a unique place. Lu Fan said with a smile. This is my gods of destruction world. Kampa said calmly. Bang! The three of them fell from the sky and landed on the land of the planet Kampa. I'm thirsty, boy, make me a cup of coke. Kampa ordered Lu Fan. Xiao Bie, do you want to drink? Lu Fan turned and asked Vados. Kampa was so angry that his teeth were itching. On the road, I have shown you my powerful strength. I don't think you're afraid at all. Yes. Vados nodded. Okay, I'll make it for you right away. Lu Fan set up the stall and said to Kampa, Cat, don't just sit there. Plant that Coca-Cola tree. If you want to drink Coca-Cola, this tree is the raw material. You have to call me Master Kampa. Kampa's face turned dark. Lord Kampa, please plant that cola tree. Lu Fan replied again. That's good enough. Kampa nodded with satisfaction and went to plant the trees. However, after Kampa planted the tree, he suddenly felt something was wrong. What the FK? I feel like I'm being treated like a donkey by this guy. This guy is so bad. Just wait for me. When I get tired of drinking Coke, I'll show you how I'll deal with you. Lu Fan walked over and got 2 cups of Coke, took a sip from one, and handed it to Vados. Leading. Can you give me back what you drank? Drinks like Coke taste better when they have enough carbonation, and they taste better when they have ice. Lu Fan explained, well, I've already added ice for you, and it tastes just right. Vados was thinking for a moment, should he drink this cup of Coke? It's okay, I don't dislike you. Lu Fan said. Vados wipes his sweat. You drank it, and you still say you don't dislike me. After a brief hesitation, Vados took Lu Fan's Coke and took a sip. Vados' eyes lit up immediately after drinking Lu Fan's Coke. Sure enough, Coke tastes better with ice. Boy, where's mine? Kampa held out his hand. I'm saving it for you, big fat cat. Lu Fan handed over the Coke. I'll say it again, you have to call me Lord Kampa. Kampa said with a dark face. Yes, Master Kampa. Lu Fan nodded. Kampa took the Coke and took a sip. With ice? Why doesn't mine have ice? Kampa was stunned and found that the temperature of his cup of Coke was just normal, not iced. Wait a minute, what did you use to add ice? Vados suddenly came to his senses. Well, blow a breath into the Coke, and the breath carries a cold energy, Lu Fan explained. Leading. Vados felt terrible at that moment. I, an angel, was almost tricked by you. Why do I feel like I'm not drinking Coke? Kampa was secretly happy on the side. Luckily I didn't add ice. If this guy adds ice, I'm gonna be so sick. It tastes good. Kampa nodded with satisfaction. This stuff tastes really good. And what makes Kampa happiest is, I stole people from the 7th universe and brought them to our 6th universe. If Beerus knew this, he would be so angry that smoke would come out of his nose. And Beerus has never had this drink. Wow, snap, snap. I am so smart. Another drink, said Vados. Do you want more ice? Lu Fan asked. No. I can do it myself. Vados wiped the sweat off his face. Don't be polite. If you continue to be polite to me, I will get angry with you. Lu Fan said seriously. Leading. In this way, Lu Fan temporarily settled down on the planet Kampa. Time passed day by day. Half a year later. I've almost finished my Kampa Cola. In Kampa's words, it's almost getting to the point where I'm sick of it. I used to drink every day until I couldn't drink anymore. Now 1 cup a day is good enough. In addition, in his spare time, when Kampa is happy, he will occasionally guide Lu Fan in his practice. Lu Fan studies hard. It has to be said that after some guidance from Kampa, Lu Fan has a deeper understanding of destruction. Of course, Vados will also guide Lu Fan. Therefore, in the process of learning destruction, Lu Fan will also learn Angel's ultimate freedom. Hey, kid, I'm almost done with Coke. You should develop some new drinks as soon as possible. Kampa said to Lu Fan. Fat cat, next time you go out to destroy the planet, bring back a lemon tree. Lu Fan said. How many times have I told you, don't call me fat cat, call me Lord Kampa. Kampa said with a dark face. Yeah, I remember it. Lu Fan nodded. You said you remembered it half a year ago. Kampa shouted. It's just a name. You even called me kid. Lu Fan said with a smile. Do you know what happens if you are rude to a gods of destruction? Kampa clenched his fists. I understand what you mean. If the new drink I developed doesn't taste good, are you going to destroy me? Lu Fan grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Well, of course. Kampa nodded. Lemon tree? That's it. The crystal ball on the scepter in Vado's hand projected a 3D image. The image shows a huge lemon tree. Isn't this the yellow fruit tree from the planet Lazlot? Kampa was stunned for a moment. I remember that kind of fruit was very sour and not tasty at all. Boy, what do you want this for? To develop a new drink. That's right. If you have time now, just go over and move in. Lu Fan said with a smile. You better think about it carefully, kid. This fruit is extremely unpalatable and will definitely make you go crazy with sourness. Kampa shouted. Just go if I tell you to go. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Lu Fan said unhappily. Kampa. Just wait. If it doesn't taste good, I'll show you how I'm going to deal with you. Kampa said angrily, and then he turned into a purple-red flame, quickly sinking into the void and disappeared without a trace. Chapter 29. Kampa left his planet. On the huge planet Kampa, only Lu Fan and Vados are left. Now it's just the two of us again, we can have a good date. Lu Fan sighed. Leading. Vados covered his face and didn't want to speak. What do you mean there are only two of us left to date properly? It's as if I really want to date you. What should we play? Lu Fan looked at Vados, reluctant to take his eyes away. Have you seen enough? Vados asked with a straight face. No, I can't see enough of you. How come you are so beautiful? Lu Fan smacked his lips. Hey, what do you mean by smacking your lips? Vados asked. A beauty that is a feast to the eyes. Lu Fan said. Leading. Vados wiped the sweat off his face. It's just that I have a good temper. If it were another girl, you would have been beaten to death several times. Vados shook his head. You may not be able to beat me. Lu Fan grinned. Oh my, just because you learned some basic kung fu from me, you think you can beat me? Vados said with a smile. Your kung fu is just mediocre. Lu Fan asked with a smile. Vados was speechless. How did I get myself into this? Hey! Vados was suddenly stunned. What? Lu Fan asked. It was Grand Priest who contacted me. Vados replied, I don't know what it is. Please don't say anything yet. Grand Priest is not as easy to talk to as me. Yet. Lu Fan nodded vigorously. Lu Fan was also slightly stunned. What does it mean for Grand Priest to contact Vados? Grand Priest, long time no see. Vados smiled and contacted the Grand Priest through the scepter. Then, Lu Fan heard Vados say okay, okay over there. As for what Grand Priest said, Lu Fan couldn't hear it. It seems that my practice is far from enough. I couldn't even hear what the Grand Priest said. Lu Fan sighed a little for a moment. I understand, Grand Priest. Vados nodded. Bang! The next moment, the scepter in Vados's hand flickered and the light disappeared. The call ends. After ending the call with Grand Priest, Vados looked up at the sky with a thoughtful expression. What happened? Zioba. Lu Fan asked. Lu Fan, do you want to be the gods of destruction? Vados suddenly asked. The big fat cat is dead. Lu Fan was stunned. Leading. Vados covered his forehead, not knowing how to respond to this. Ahem, not the gods of destruction from our sixth universe. Vados wiped the sweat off his face. If it's not the sixth universe, then which universe is it? Lu Fan asked curiously, in which universe did the gods of destruction die? Neither, it's a new universe developed by Grand Priest. Vados said. New universe. Lu Fan was stunned. I never knew the new universe existed. I didn't expect that a new universe would appear. Yes, Grand Priest just told me that he wants to select a god of destruction from all the universes to serve as the god of destruction of the new universe. Are you interested? Vados asked with a smile. Not interested. Lu Fan shook his head. Oh. Vados was stunned, a little confused, and asked, why? I heard that gods of destruction and supreme Kai share a life. If one dies, the other will disappear as well, right? Lu Fan asked. Yes, that's true. Vados nodded slightly. You said I'm so strong. What if someone can't beat me and attacks my Supreme Kai? Then I just disappear. Who can I complain to? Lu Fan replied confidently. What you said seems to make sense. Vados mused. There is one more most important reason. Lu Fan continued. Tell me about it, Vados asked. Are you going to the new universe? Lu Fan asked. I'm already the angel of the 6th universe, so of course I won't go to the new universe. Vados replied. Then I can't go either. I can't bear to leave you. Lu Fan said. Leading. No way to chat. There was a brief silence. Oh, now I remember there is a very beautiful angel in the new universe, aren't you going there? Vados thought for a moment and suddenly said. Is she more beautiful than you? Lu Fan was stunned and asked. Yes, my sister, an outstanding trainee angel. Vados nodded. Bang. Then, a 3D image was projected from Vados's scepter. The image in the 3D video is of a beautiful girl. No, to be precise, she is a beautiful female angel. Lu Fan's eyes lit up after seeing this female angel. This angel Lu Fan has never seen it before. She is really pleasing to the eyes. In fact, I can't say she is prettier than Vados. It should be said that his appearance is comparable to Vados. The main reason is that Lu Fan has been with Vados for half a year and is a bit aesthetically fatigued. Now this female angel gives Lu Fan a different flavor. Female angel also has light blue skin. This was the only thing that made Lu Fan feel a little unhappy. Can't you change your skin color to the same as mine? But Angel is a true god after all, and he has a fairy-like aura. Even the 3D images projected by Vados have a fairy-like air. It looks good, right? Vados said with a smile. You said, can I be both gods of destruction and Supreme Kai? Lu Fan asked. What? Vados was stunned, and he couldn't figure out Lu Fan's routine. What does it mean to be both gods of destruction and Supreme Kai? For example, I can condense an avatar for myself and let my avatar become Supreme Kai. In this way, even if my avatar disappears, my original body will not disappear. Lu Fan pondered. Ahem, there is no such precedent. Vados shook his head, don't be too happy too soon. I just suggested that you become the gods of destruction of the new universe. I didn't say that you have become the gods of destruction of the new universe. What do you mean? Do we need to take the test again? Lu Fan asked. Yes, of course it requires an assessment. Vados nodded. After a while, the Grand Priest plans to select several powerful humans from the entire universe and conduct several assessments. If you want to be a gods of destruction, I will sign up for you. If you don't want to be one, just pretend I didn't say anything. Well, I'll think about it. Lu Fan groaned. Do you want to sign up? Vados asked with a smile. No. Lu Fan shook his head. What kind of gods of destruction are these? After becoming the gods of destruction, he has to share life with Supreme Kai. And you won't let me be both gods of destruction and Supreme Kai. You asked me to give my life to a stranger. You wish. Chapter 30. It's really a headache. Well, I'll contact Master Kompa and let him choose a suitable candidate from the 6th universe. Vados sighed, according to your strength, you do have the potential to be the gods of destruction. But since you don't want to, I won't force you. Yet. Lu Fan smiled slightly. Vados immediately contacted Kompa through the scepter and told Kompa everything about the new universe that the Grand Priest had mentioned. Grand Priest is going to select new gods of destruction from the entire universe? Why did you tell me such important news only now? Kompa asked unhappily. I just received the news too. Vados sighed. Wouldn't it be good to let Lu Fan be the gods of destruction? After all, he was trained by the two of us. Kompa asked, although his strength is not mature enough, but if he is trained well, I think he should have this potential. He doesn't want to go. Vados shook his head. Don't want to go? Why? Kompa was stunned. Lu Fan feels that after becoming the gods of destruction, he needs to share life with Supreme Kai. If Supreme Kai dies, he will disappear with him. Vados sighed. We gods of destruction do have this setting. There's nothing we can do about it. This idiot, is he going to stop being gods of destruction just because of something like this? Kampa was speechless. We can have several Supreme Kais, but as long as there is one Supreme Kai alive, we gods of destruction will not disappear. Yes, if he is unwilling to sign up, then please trouble Master Kampa to select a few suitable people from our 6th universe. Vados suggested. Okay, I'll bring a few people with me when I go back. Kampa nodded in agreement. Remember to bring back the lemon tree, said Vados. Which is more important, the lemon tree or the gods of destruction? Kampa said unhappily. All important. Vados smiled. Okay. I get it. I'll take the lemon tree and the people back. Kampa said angrily. 2 hours later. Kampa came back carrying a huge tree. Behind Kampa, there were 2 more people. Lu Fan recognized these 2 people at a glance. One is Hit and the other is Frost. What do you think, Vados? Choose one of them to be the gods of destruction. Kampa said to Vados. Okay. Vados had no objection. Let me ask you again, are you sure you don't want to sign up? Kampa asked Lu Fan again. Don't waste time, plant trees quickly. Lu Fan ordered. Kampa. This kid. He's becoming more and more rude to me. Lord Kampa, this friend is. Frost stepped forward and asked respectfully. He's Lu Fan, my drink flavorist, Kampa introduced. Frost. Frost was speechless at the time. Beverage mixologist? This guy is just a beverage flavorist. How dare you, a mere drink mixologist, order Lord Kampa around? It's also because Lord Kampa has a good temper and won't bother with you. But Lord Kampa doesn't bother with you, that's his business. I urgently need to perform well in front of Master Kampa. Excuse me, what kind of drink do you make? Frost asked. Lu Fan glanced at Frost and ignored him. Frost felt heartbroken at that moment. This boy is so rude. How dare you ignore my existence? As for Hit, he just watched coldly from the side without saying anything. Master Kampa, let this lizard-like guy plant the tree. Lu Fan said. In front of outsiders, Lu Fan was quite tactful and did not call him a fat cat. You have to give people some face. After all, they are the gods of destruction. Go and plant this big tree. Kampa threw the lemon tree directly to Frost. Frost. Frost wanted to cry. Does this beverage mixologist hold such an important position in Kampa's heart? I am speechless. Frost had no choice but to grit his teeth, dig a hole in the ground and plant the tree in it. Only one person can participate. Lord Kampa, do you want to choose Mr. Hit or Mr. Frost? Vados asked. Just let them fight each other, and choose whoever is stronger. Kampa grinned and instructed Hit and Frost, hey, you two, fight here until one falls or surrenders, and the other wins. Is it that simple? Frost smiled politely. Hit looked calm, with no joy or sadness on his face. Okay, let's start. Kampa called. My friend, I heard that you are the #1 killer in the universe. Frost asked Hittite. Hit didn't say anything and his expression looked a little cold. I am the messenger of justice. Today, the messenger of justice and the #1 killer in the universe are competing against each other. Frost made an ambitious speech. Okay, let's get started. You make it sound like you're a good person. Lu Fan sighed. Frost. Frost was making an ambitious speech, but he became discouraged when he heard Lu Fan's words. Hey, what are you talking about? I'm a good person. Frost shouted angrily. Vados, check his file and see what he usually does secretly. Lu Fan said with a smile. Vados thought about it, and finally gave Lu Fan face, holding the scepter and looking at it carefully. Well, Mr. Frost is indeed a good guy and a bad guy at the same time. Vados said with a smile. Frost. How come this woman knows everything? What? What does this guy usually do? Kampa was stunned and asked Vados. Mr. Frost upholds justice while secretly selling the captured planets to others and making huge profits from them, Vados replied. Kampa's face darkened. It seems that your character is not suitable for being the gods of destruction. Kampa narrowed his eyes and said. Ah. Frost wiped his sweat. I can spare your life, just fly back by yourself. Kampa said. No, Master Kampa. Frost was anxious at the time, he is still a killer. Does that make him suitable to be the gods of destruction? I'm not saying that killers are unfit to be gods of destruction, but hypocrites will bring disgrace to the reputation of gods of destruction, said Kampa. Frost's face was covered with sweat. I haven't even had a chance to compete with this killer yet. So I was eliminated. My dream of becoming the gods of destruction was shattered. Hateful. All of this was caused by this beverage flavorist. I must give him a good beating today. Chapter 31. Wow. Frost was furious and rushed towards Lu Fan with his fangs and claws bared. Flash time. Hit moved and quickly appeared in front of Frost, and immediately used the flash. Bang. Just when Hit was about to knock Frost away with a punch, a shoe flew over from a distance and hit Frost in the face. There was a muffled sound, and a shoe print appeared on Frost's face. The next moment, Frost flew backwards, fell head first to the ground, and rolled over a dozen times on the ground. Frost's body rubbed against the ground, leaving a long trace on the ground. After Frost stopped, his whole body twitched for more than 10 times, and then his head tilted and he fainted. Hit was stunned. This guy is so fast. I used flash time, but he threw his shoe before me and hit Frost. Thank you. Lu Fan said to Hittite Hit. Hit wiped his sweat. What are you thanking me for? It seems like I didn't do anything. Thank you for your help. Lu Fan grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. You're welcome. Hit shook his head gently. Yet. Lu Fan nodded. Hit. What does it mean? Kampa was a little dazed. Hey, Vados, I suddenly realized that this boy is very powerful. Kampa was stunned for several seconds and whispered to Vados. Master Kampa just discovered it. Vados sighed. Who do you think is stronger, him or Hit? Kampa asked. Need I say more? Of course Lu Fan is more powerful. After all, he is also half my disciple. Vados grinned. Should we let them compete? Kampa muttered while holding his chin, and then ordered, Lu Fan, Hit, you two should compete. Yes. Hit nodded. No, not interested. Lu Fan shook his head and refused. Hit. What did you say, kid? If I tell you to compete, just do it quickly. You are always troublesome. Kampa's face darkened. Would you like to try a new drink? Lu Fan asked. Forget it, let's research new drinks first. Kampa smacked his lips. In comparison, Kampa still thinks new drinks are more important. Okay. Lu Fan smiled slightly. Hit looked at Lu Fan with a serious expression. This guy is not simple. He is definitely stronger than I thought. But why doesn't he compete with me? Is it because you lack confidence in yourself? No, I can feel that there is no lack of confidence in his expression. This beverage mixologist is becoming more and more mysterious. Lu Fan went to research new drinks. Vados, when will the new universe sign up to run for gods of destruction? What is the specific process? Kampa asked. Let's do it in these 2 days. We will first decide on the candidate and then wait for the notification from Grand Priest. He will then teleport us over. Vados said with a smile. How to campaign? Kampa asked. It's mainly a competition of martial arts. Vados guessed, after all, Gods of Destruction is mainly based on martial arts. Kampa understood. There was a brief silence. Are there any rewards? If someone from our universe is elected as the Gods of Destruction? Kampa asked in a low voice. Yes, Super Dragon Ball can grant any wish. Vados said with a smile. Super Dragon Ball? I've heard of this thing, but I didn't expect it to really exist. Kampa was stunned, then he held his chin and thought, what should I wish for? If not, I'll wish for a gourmet planet like the 7th universe. This way I don't have to build it myself. You know what, the chicken wings we ate last time were really delicious. Master Kampa said, it's as if our Mr. Deshit has already been elected as the Gods of Destruction. Vados shook his head. Of course, Hit's strength is there. Kampa grinned, I originally wanted Lu Fan to be the Gods of Destruction, but it doesn't matter if he doesn't want to be the Gods of Destruction. If he becomes the Gods of Destruction, who will make drinks for us? Wow, you're right. Vados nodded. The 7th universe. Planet Beerus. Whis was also the first to receive the message from Grand Priest. Oh my, Lord Beerus is sleeping, what should I do? Whis sighed. Whis, what happened? The prophecy fish flew over and asked Whis curiously. The Grand Priest will select a human from each universe to take over as the gods of destruction of the new universe. Whis smiled. Who should our universe choose to go there? Asked the prophecy fish. I don't know. Whis shook his head. Lord Beerus is still sleeping. Wake him up quickly. It would be bad if such an important matter is delayed, suggested the prophecy fish. You're right. Whis nodded. The man and the fish walked towards the castle. By the way, Whis, I have a feeling that in about 40 years, several very powerful humans will be born in our universe, but now I'm afraid there are no suitable candidates to compete for the gods of destruction. The prophecy fish sighed. Let Lord Beerus choose. Whis smiled. Okay. The prophecy fish nodded. Will it take another 40 years for powerful humans to be born in our universe? Whis looked up and glanced out the window. Yes, this is my prophecy, replied the prophecy fish. Your predictions are often inaccurate. Whis added with a smile. Prophecy fish. The two entered the castle and walked to the bedroom where Beerus slept. Beerus was lying on the bed, snoring. What a sleepy guy. Wake him up first, or it will be a pity to miss him. And it will be bad if the Grand Priest blames you. Whis said, and hit Beerus on the head with his cane. Suddenly, a big bump appeared on Beerus' head. Beerus woke up in pain. Call out. Beerus waved his hand, and a destructive energy roared towards Whis. Bang! Whis waved the scepter in his hand lightly, and the destructive energy disappeared in an instant. Whis! What are you doing? Beerus shouted angrily, covering the big bump on his forehead. Lord Beerus, I actually don't want to disturb your sleep. It's mainly because the Grand Priest suddenly called and gave important instructions. If you don't want to participate, you can continue to sleep. Whis replied. What? Grand Priest? Beerus woke up immediately and asked quickly, what instructions does Grand Priest have? Chapter 32. It's not a big deal actually. Grand Priest wants to select suitable humans from all over the universe to run for the gods of destruction of the new universe. Whis said. What? This is not a big deal. Beerus jumped out of bed and hurried to wash up. Beerus yawned again, feeling like he hadn't gotten enough sleep yet. Go on. Beerus said to Whis while wiping his face with his paws. The chosen universe can have any wish granted through Super Dragon Ball. Whis continued. Super Dragon Ball? I've heard of this thing before, but I didn't expect it to be true. Beerus was stunned for 2 seconds, then asked, New universe? When did Grand Priest create a new universe? It should have been developed in recent years, right? Whis murmured. Which angel do you plan to send over? Beerus asked. The initial choice is trainee angel Rose. Whis said. Rosie? I've never heard of her before, but I've heard of Myers. Beerus patted his head. Whis used to intern with my sister Vados in the 6th universe for a period of time, and later went to various universes for training. Lord Beerus was sleeping at that time, so it was normal that he didn't know. Whis smiled slightly. Have the members of Supreme Kai been selected? Beerus asked again. Maybe I should choose Gods of Destruction first, and then Supreme Kai. Whis guessed. Got it. Beerus was now fully awake. He changed into Gods of Destruction's attire and walked out of the castle in high spirits. Whis and the prophecy fish followed behind. Beerus saw the sun outside the castle and couldn't help yawning and rubbing his eyes. Lord Beerus, are you still asleep? Sighed the prophecy fish. Stop talking nonsense. How do you think you would feel if someone suddenly woke you up? Beerus said unhappily. The prophecy fish stopped talking. This guy's temper is getting worse and worse. Who should I choose? Beerus held his chin in thought. Whis, do you have a suitable candidate? The main reason is that I have been sleeping all these years and don't know our universe well enough. Doesn't Lord Beerus have a little brother who helps you sabotage? Whis smiled. He is known as the Emperor of the Universe. Perhaps he knows more about our universe. Beerus glanced at Whis. You are so interesting. How could the Emperor of Universe know as much about this universe as you do? But it would be nice to ask Frisia. Well, let's go meet Frisia. Beerus said. Yes, Master Beerus. Whis nodded. Beerus walked up behind Whis and put his hand on his back. Prophecy fish, take good care of the house. Beerus ordered. Got it. The prophecy fish nodded. Knock. Whis tapped the scepter in his hand lightly on the ground. A beam of light as bright as a star quickly covered Whis and Beerus. Call out. The two of them turned into a stream of light and disappeared into the void in just a moment, without a trace. Frisia Planet 35. On the spacious platform outside the palace. Frisia is currently resting on this planet. Sir Frisia, according to the news from the front, the Scion Prince named Vegeta has now met up with Scion Nappa and Raditz. A younger brother stepped forward to report. Oh? Where's Vegeta's follower? Frisia asked casually. That follower disappeared mysteriously, and no one knows where he went. The younger brother wiped the sweat off his face. Disappeared, you said? Frisia narrowed his eyes and looked at his younger brother. The younger brother shuddered. I don't know where a big fat cat appeared from, and then Scion named Lu Fan disappeared with the big fat cat. I had no choice but to report the truth. Big fat cat. Frisia imagined a fat cat in his mind. It's hard to associate this thing. However, Frisia had no particular interest in Lu Fan. In Frisia's opinion, Lu Fan is a useless person. It's up to him. Vegeta is with those two Scions, this is interesting. Frisia said with a smile, by the way, what is his current combat power? In the past 3.5 years, his combat power has hardly increased much, still at 15,000. The younger brother said quickly, it seems to have increased by about 400 or 500. Puff. Frisia burst out laughing. Sir Frisia is useless. Dodoria said from the side. Frisia's face darkened and his triangular eyes narrowed slightly. Dodoria immediately came to her senses and hurriedly knelt before Frisia. Sir Frisia, that's not what I meant. I said Vegeta is disabled. Dodoria explained hurriedly. Dodoria, you've made the same mistake for the second time. Frisia's face was grim. Yes. I'm really sorry. I will never do it again. Dodoria responded tremblingly. Kneel for a while and reflect on yourself. Frisia's eyes showed murderous intent, but he did not take action in the end. Frisia thinks Dodoria can still be used. It's such a pity to kill such a useful subordinate. Keep paying close attention to Vegeta's every move. If his fighting ability improves significantly, tell me immediately. Frisia instructed his men. As they were talking, Whis and Beerus fell from the sky and landed next to Frisia. Frisia was stunned. The other many younger brothers also widened their eyes and looked shocked. Who are these two people? All of you, get off. Frisia waved his hands hastily at his men, don't get closer than 300 meters without my permission. Yes. The men left the place immediately. Soon, only Frisia, Whis and Beerus were left on the huge platform. Lord Beerus. Frisia quickly flew out of the aircraft and knelt in front of Beerus. Frisia was a little puzzled. Didn't Lord Beerus say he wanted to sleep for a long time? How come you woke up so quickly? It's only been 3 years. Didn't you say you wanted to sleep for more than 40 years? You woke up too quickly. Well, when I flew over here, I found that you have indeed destroyed quite a few planets. Beerus patted Frisia's shoulder and praised him. Whis watched silently from the sidelines, not making any comments for the time being. This is what I should do, Master Beerus. Frisia nodded quickly and asked carefully, what do you want to talk to me about, Master Beerus? Chapter 33. I heard that you call yourself the Emperor of the Universe. Beerus asked with a smile. Frisia shuddered at that moment, his head pressed tightly against the ground, not daring to breathe. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's just a title. Let's just call him the Emperor of the Universe. Beerus smiled lightly. Frisia felt relieved when he saw that Beerus had no intention of blaming him. I came to you to find out, in this universe, besides you, is there anyone else who is more powerful than you? Beerus asked. Frisia was stunned for 3 seconds. What does it mean? Someone more powerful than me? Ha ha ha, of course it's Lord Beerus. Frisia laughed dryly. I'm talking about humans, Beerus said. Human. Frisia was stunned again, not understanding why Master Beerus asked such a question. I'd better tell you, there is a new universe that needs a gods of destruction, so I'm looking for a suitable person to run for the gods of destruction. Beerus did not hide his intention from Frisia and briefly explained the matter. Because after Beerus woke up this time, he found that Frisia had done a pretty good job. Some of the planets that he originally wanted to destroy have basically been destroyed by Frisia. In other words, Frisia did a lot of work for Beerus. Although Beerus once had the idea of destroying Frisia. But now Beerus has changed his mind again. Let's find the right person to run for Gods of Destruction first. This is a top-notch event. Running for the Gods of Destruction in the new universe. Frisia's eyes lit up immediately, and he asked quickly, Lord Beerus, do you think I'm suitable? You can't. Beerus shook his head. Frisia. Frisia felt heartbroken at the time. I am the Emperor of the universe. Am I not good enough yet? There are many people in other universes who are stronger than you, so you must find someone who is stronger than you. Beerus pondered, I tell you the truth, even if you run for Gods of Destruction, you will only embarrass me. Frisia sniffed and wanted to cry. Am I that weak? Is there anyone suitable? Think about it quickly. Beerus urged. Well, Lord Beerus, I do have a suitable candidate. Frisia thought about it and immediately thought of someone. Oh? Who? Beerus asked. My brother Cooler. Frisia responded quickly. Your brother? Beerus held his chin and thought for a moment. My brother Cooler has one more transformation than me, and his strength is far superior to mine. Frisia replied. Instead of giving this spot to someone else. Why not give it to my brother? Although I really hate the way my brother behaves. But after all, he is also a member of our clan. If our people could serve as Gods of Destruction. Frisia was beginning to have some wild thoughts. If Cooler can take over as the Gods of Destruction of the new universe, then with his protection, I can realize my dream in his universe. My dream is to become the greatest businessman in this universe. As for Cooler. Beerus thought for a moment and ordered, tell him to come see me immediately. Yes, Master Beerus. Frisia responded respectfully. Afterwards, Frisia ordered his younger brother to contact Cooler, saying that there was something important and asked him to come to his planet immediately. Something about Gods of Destruction. After Cooler received the message from Frisia, he also set off immediately. Lord Beerus, Cooler is in the Eastern Universe now. It may take 20 days for him to fly over. Frisia hurried forward to report. 20 days. Beerus felt a little annoyed. It's been long enough. Whis sighed. Whis, why don't we just go find him directly? By the time he gets here, the opportunity will be gone. Beerus suggested. Okay, Master Beerus. Whis nodded. Then tell Cooler to wait here. We will be there in about 10 minutes. Beerus ordered Frisia. Yes, Master Beerus. Frisia responded respectfully. Knock. The scepter in Whis's hand tapped lightly on the ground. Call out. Whis and Beerus turned into a beam of light as bright as a star, and soon disappeared into the void without a trace. Frisia looked up at the two people who had disappeared and immediately ran over to call Cooler. Cooler, you don't have to come over. Frisia said. What's going on with Frisia? What's going on with Gods of Destruction? Can you please explain it clearly? Cooler asked. Cooler, you're really lucky. Frisia snorted, Lord Beerus said he wants to select the Gods of Destruction in the new universe. I recommend you to run for the election. Oh? Is there such a thing? Cooler only understood half of it before, and Frisia didn't explain it clearly either. Now after hearing this news, I am also moved. Then why don't you let me through? Cooler asked curiously, have you changed your mind? No, Lord Beerus thought you were flying too slowly, so he decided to go find you in person. You must behave well. Frisia explained. Got it. Cooler nodded, if I become the Gods of Destruction, you can do whatever you want in my universe. Hey, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Frisia smiled and nodded. The two brothers smiled at each other. Call out. Whis and Beerus were covered in bright flames as they flew towards the area where Cooler was. Whis, what have you been doing all this time? Don't you know what powerful humans there are in our universe? Beerus said to Whis. I haven't really paid attention to these. Whis shook his head. Beerus. Whis is such an unreliable guy. As an angel, can't you check it out carefully? Do you think that Cooler will work? Beerus was a little worried. Well, let's talk about it after we see it. Whis said. Damn it. Don't let our 7th universe end up at the bottom. That would be so embarrassing. Beerus bared his teeth. By the way, who will the sixth universe choose to run for the gods of destruction? I'll ask. Whis replied. After saying this, Whis immediately contacted Vados through the scepter. Sister, long time no see. Whis greeted with a smile. Whis, is Lord Beerus awake? Vados asked with a smile. Well, I woke you up. We can't neglect Grand Priest's affairs. Whis giggled. Yet. Vados nodded. Beerus. Whis, this guy is so honest. Chapter 34. Whis, do you want to see who our universe has chosen to run for the gods of destruction? Vados seemed to know what Whis meant. Wow, sister really understands me. Whis nodded with a smile. Well, take a look for yourself. Vados shone the scepter on Lu Fan, Hit, and Frost who were present. It is worth mentioning that Frost has now woken up. Whis looked at them one by one. Beerus also came over to take a closer look, although he couldn't see anything. Okay, I understand. Thank you, sister. That's it. Whis nodded. Bang. The call ends. What? Who are they? Beerus asked. One of them looks very similar to Mr. Frisia, and there is another one I don't know. The other one has purple skin and is said to be the #1 killer in the 6th universe. His name is Hit. Whis murmured. Hit? Is he very powerful? Beerus was stunned. It seems like it can kill Mr. Cooler instantly. Whis said. Beerus. Beerus felt sick. Of course this is just my inference. Whether it is true or not needs further verification. Whis added. So, among the 3 people selected by that guy Compa, it should be the guy named Hit who will run for gods of destruction. Beerus frowned. That should be it. Whis nodded, but, the other person? What happened to the other guy? Beerus asked. Forget it. I'd better not say anything. It's hard for me to judge right now. Whis shook his head. After all, we are separated by a universe. You mean, the other person is more powerful? Beerus asked curiously. Maybe. Whis nodded slightly. Beerus. Beerus felt sick. If the other person is stronger than the killer Hit, then Frisia's brother Cooler will have no chance of winning. The 6th universe is so complicated. Not to mention other universes. No, forget about Cooler, let's find someone more powerful as soon as possible. Beerus said hurriedly. Aren't we going to look for Cooler? Whis asked. No. Frisia's brother isn't that great. Beerus bared his teeth. If I take him with me, he'll be the last one. I'll be embarrassed in front of all the gods of destruction. As the strongest god of destruction, the person I take with me is the weakest. Beerus felt ashamed just thinking about it. In just a moment, Beerus rejected Cooler. Poor Cooler is still waiting on his own planet. By the way, Lord Beerus, the prophecy fish said that in more than 40 years, very powerful humans will be born in our universe. Whis said. Beerus. Beerus didn't want to talk anymore. Do you think Grand Priest will give us 40 years? Beerus shouted angrily. After saying this, Beerus' eyes rolled and a hint of cunning appeared on his face. Okay, why don't we travel through time and find someone 40 years later? Beerus asked excitedly. Whis sighed. No way. Beerus' heart sank. Let's not talk about whether the prediction of the prophecy fish is accurate. If it is true, if it is discovered by the Grand Priest, I'm afraid I will be punished. Whis shook his head. After all, traveling through time and space to change history is also forbidden in our god realm. Currently, only Supreme Kai can travel through time and space to observe the universe. This won't work, and that won't work either. Find the right person quickly. Beerus urged. Yeah, looking. Whis nodded, holding the scepter, and searching aimlessly in the universe through the crystal ball on the scepter. But this is undoubtedly like looking for a needle in a haystack. Although Angel can do everything. But it is impossible for Angel to find the most powerful human in a universe. Of course, if you spend some time, you may be able to find it. But if Angel does that, he will be very tired too. Whis, what did you say just now? Beerus suddenly thought of something and asked Whis. What? Lord Beerus. Whis was stunned. You said that traveling through time and space to change history is forbidden in our god realm, and then you said something else. Beerus' eyes lit up. Yes, Supreme Kai. You just said Supreme Kai. Yes, I did mention Supreme Kai-sama. Whis nodded. Go ask Supreme Kai. He is in charge of all humans in the universe. He should know which human is more powerful. Beerus grinned. Yet. Whis responded, let's go to the Supreme Kai realm. Call out. The flames on Whis and Beerus drew an arc in the universe and flew rapidly towards the direction of the Supreme Kai world. Cooler waited and waited, but when the daylily was cold, Beerus still didn't come. Supreme Kai world. Supreme Kai and Jepitel looked at the distant starry sky. The area that the two people's eyes were looking at was the Earth in the solar system. Safe, said Jebet. Well, for now, the location where Majin Buu is very safe. Supreme Kai nodded with satisfaction. Just keep him sealed like this, and I hope he will never come out, said Jebet. Yeah, this demon. It's better for it to die in the seal, said Supreme Kai. We'll be all right, said Jebet, with a sigh. As he was speaking, a bright flame like a meteor came rapidly towards Supreme Kai. Hey? What is that? Lord Supreme Kai. Jupiter was stunned and pointed at the flame in the sky. Supreme Kai shook his head in confusion. Soon, the two saw Beerus and Whis appearing in the air. It's a human. Supreme Kai said in a deep voice. What a joke! How could a human break into our Supreme Kai world? Jebet exclaimed. Bang! The next moment, under the gaze of Supreme Kai and Jebet, Whis and Beerus slowly landed opposite the two. Hey, Supreme Kai! Beerus greeted directly. Who are you? Supreme Kai asked warily. I am Gods of Destruction Beerus. Beerus introduced himself. What Gods of Destruction? I've never heard of it. Supreme Kai shook his head vigorously and asked coldly, what are you doing in the Supreme Kai world? Beerus. Whis. The two of them were speechless. Whis, what's going on? Hasn't this Supreme Kai heard of us, Gods of Destruction? Beerus lowered his voice and asked Whis. Ahem, it seems like the great Supreme Kai died early. This Supreme Kai lost his inheritance and doesn't know many things. Whis murmured. Chapter 35. What? The great Supreme Kai is dead? How did he die? Beerus exclaimed. I remember now. Whis patted his head, that person is suitable to run for Gods of Destruction. Who? Beerus was stunned. Majin Buu. Whis smiled. Majin Buu? I seem to have heard of this guy, where is he now? Beerus was excited. It should be on a planet called Earth right now. Whis replied. What are you still standing there for? Let's go to Earth quickly. Beerus suggested. Are you not going to ask this Supreme Kai anymore? Whis asked. It's okay to ask. Beerus nodded, looked at Supreme Kai and asked, Hey, kid, let me ask you something. What kind of attitude is that? How dare you be so rude when you know he is Supreme Kai? Jepitel reprimanded harshly. Beerus frowned. Swish. In just a moment, Beerus appeared behind Jobit. The speed was so fast that Supreme Kai and Jepitel were unable to react. Bang! Beerus patted Jobit lightly on the back of his neck. Jobit lost consciousness immediately, fell to the ground and fainted. Supreme Kai was terrified and immediately prepared for a fight. Okay, Supreme Kai, you are no match for me. Beerus said calmly, I'm not here to fight you, I just want to ask, among the humans you have monitored, are there any very powerful ones? Supreme Kai was silent. What does it mean? I don't understand what you want to do. The Grand Priest wants to select a god of destruction for the new universe. If there is a suitable powerful human in our universe, please introduce him to me as soon as possible. Beerus ordered the Supreme Kai. Supreme Kai looked confused. There was a brief silence. Who is the Grand Priest? What new universe? Asked Supreme Kai. Beerus. Whis. They both wiped their sweat together. Hasn't this guy even heard of the Grand Priest? Beerus had two heads. It seems so. Whis sighed. Grand Priest is the greatest god in the entire universe, don't you even know that? Beerus was so angry that his nose was steaming. Isn't our Supreme Kai the greatest god in the entire universe? Supreme Kai questioned. Beerus didn't want to talk anymore. Whis also shook his head and sighed. Forget it, let's go. Beerus really had no way to deal with Supreme Kai. Can such a mentally retarded Supreme Kai find the right human? Beerus thought there was little hope. Okay, Lord Beerus. Whis nodded without objection. Call out. The two of them turned into a beam of light as bright as stars, quickly sank into the void, and soon disappeared without a trace. Come and go in a hurry. Supreme Kai was even more confused. What on earth do you mean? Why did he run away? Tell me quickly, who is the Grand Priest? What a fast speed! Who are they? Supreme Kai looked up at the disappearing Whis and Beerus, his expression becoming more and more confused. Then, Supreme Kai suddenly came to his senses and hurried to check on Jepitel's injuries. Fortunately, Jebet's injury was not serious. The main reason was that Beerus did not use any ruthless force. If Beerus had been more ruthless, Jebet would have been dead long ago. Even so, Supreme Kai had to work very hard to wake up Jepitel. Master Supreme Kai, are you okay? Jebet asked hurriedly and vigilantly. I'm fine, they're gone. Supreme Kai replied. Jebet looked around and found that the two men had disappeared. There was silence. Sir Supreme Kai, who are they? Asked Jupiter. I don't know either. That catman calls himself the gods of destruction. I've never heard of such a god. Supreme Kai said. I haven't heard of it either. Jebi nodded, it should be something similar to the galaxy god, right? Has the galaxy god become so powerful now? Supreme Kai was a little puzzled, and then smiled and said, by the way, he also mentioned something about the Grand Priest, saying that the Grand Priest is the greatest god in the entire universe. How ridiculous! How ignorant! Jebet shook his head and sighed. The two were silent again. But then again, Lord Supreme Kai, what are they doing here? Jebet asked curiously. It is said that Grand Priest's new universe needs some gods of destruction, and they need powerful humans to run for this gods of destruction. Supreme Kai replied. I don't understand. Next time I see them, I will definitely teach them a lesson and let them know that there are always people better than you, and there are always gods better than gods. Jebet clenched his fists tightly. Yeah, let's just ignore them for now. Supreme Kai nodded, Majin Buu seal is there, it shouldn't be a big problem. Well, I'm still not too reassured, let me take another look. With that, Supreme Kai looked towards the direction of the earth again. The next moment, Supreme Kai was stunned. Then, endless anger appeared on Supreme Kai's face. What? What are they trying to do? Supreme Kai was furious. What happened? Lord Supreme Kai? Jupiter asked hurriedly. The two of them released Majin Buu. Supreme Kai said in a deep voice. What did you say? Jebert also felt as if the sky had fallen. These two idiots. Supreme Kai was so angry that his whole body was shaking. This is terrible. The entire universe may be facing a huge crisis. What should we do? Lord Supreme Kai, should we stop them? Jupiter looked anxious. Majin Buu has awakened. There's nothing I can do now. The Supreme Kai turned pale with fear. Hey, have you seen enough? Beerus' face darkened. He suddenly turned his head to look at Supreme Kai with a hint of coldness in his eyes. What? Supreme Kai was shocked. This is so far away. This cat actually knew I was looking at him. Supreme Kai shuddered at that moment. Bang! Supreme Kai couldn't help but retract his gaze. What's wrong? Lord Supreme Kai? Jupiter asked hurriedly. That guy knows I'm watching him. Supreme Kai's expression changed again and again. What? Is there such a thing? Jebet was stunned. Earth. A mountainous area. Just now, under the leadership of Whis, Beerus easily found the seal of Majin Buu. For this kind of seal, Beerus just waved his hand lightly and removed the seal. Majin Buu turned into streams of pink smoke and burst out of the seal. The next moment, Majin Buu's pink smoke condensed and deformed in the air, forming a pink fat man. Beerus was delighted when he saw the pink fat man. Chapter 36. Hey, Whis, do you think this guy looks like Kampa? Beerus said with a smile. Wow, now that Lord Beerus puts it that way, their sizes are indeed comparable. Whis nodded. This guy is chosen as the preliminary candidate. Beerus was very satisfied with Majin Buu's appearance. It's true that Majin Buu possesses very strong strength, and his various abilities are also very special. Perhaps he can really stand out in the Gods of Destruction election. Whis commented. Yeah, not bad. Beerus took a deep breath. After waking up, Majin Buu looked around. Of course Majin Buu saw Beerus and Whis on the opposite side at a glance. I'm hungry. What should I turn you into? Majin Buu patted his stomach. Chocolate. And after saying this, the tentacles on Majin Buu's head flashed a purple-white flame. Purple-white flames quickly covered Beerus' body. Beerus waved his hand gently. Bang! The purple-white flame was slapped away by Beerus. Majin Buu's eyes widened. This trick of mine has always worked. Why didn't it work in front of this cat person? It seems like he needs a good beating, otherwise he won't be very obedient. Beerus snorted. Swish! It only took Beerus a split second to appear directly in front of Majin Buu. Majin Buu's expression turned unusually serious. Bang! Majin Buu punched Beerus. Bang! Beerus stretched out a finger and easily caught Majin Buu's attacking fist. Not bad, pretty strong, at least much stronger than that guy Frisia. Beerus nodded in satisfaction. Majin Buu looked shocked. Did this guy catch my fist with just one finger? Majin Buu quickly stepped back. Swish! The next moment, white gas spurted out of Majin Buu's air holes. Majin Buu has increased his power to the extreme. Wow! Majin Buu rushed towards Beerus madly. Da-da-da! Majin Buu started punching and kicking Beerus. Beerus caught all of Majin Buu's attacks smoothly and easily with one finger. Not bad, not bad. He is indeed worth cultivating. Beerus became more and more satisfied. Bang! Then Beerus slapped Majin Buu and turned him into a meat patty. Now let me see your recovery ability. Beerus grinned. Bang! Majin Buu took a long time to restore his body from a meat patty state to a plump state. Huff, huff, huff. Majin Buu gasped for air, feeling waves of fear. Hey, fatty, you performed pretty well. It's your turn. Beerus greeted Buu. Majin Buu looked confused. What's wrong with me? What do you mean? Come with me. Beerus called. Majin Buu was even more confused. Where to go with you? Let's go, Whis. Beerus said with a smile. Okay, Lord Beerus. Whis nodded, and the crystal ball on the scepter in his hand flashed and hit Majin Buu. Call out. The next moment, Whis, Beerus and Majin Buu turned into a bright flame, quickly sank into the void, and soon disappeared without a trace. Supreme Kai World. What's going on? Lord Supreme Kai. Jupiter asked cautiously. Let me take another look. This cat man is not simple. Supreme Kai's expression became more and more solemn. He rubbed his eyes and looked towards the direction of the earth again. All Supreme Kai saw was an empty shell. Majin Buu, the cat man, and the strange blue elf all disappeared. They're gone. Supreme Kai's face was covered in cold sweat. So, the universe will face a devastating disaster. Jebit said in a lost voice. Supreme Kai's face was as blank as a sheet of paper. In the universe space. When Majin Buu saw Whis flying so fast, his expression became extremely interesting. Who are they? Originally, Majin Buu planned to take the opportunity to absorb Beerus. However, after feeling the opponent's powerful strength, he had to put this idea aside for the time being. Let's observe first. Hey, fatty, let me tell you something briefly. In 2 days, I plan to take you to run for the gods of destruction. I hope you won't embarrass me. Beerus said to Buu. Buu was stunned for a moment, looking confused. Whis. I suddenly feel that this guy is a little stupid. Do you think it's okay? Beerus also discovered this problem now. It shouldn't be a problem to teach him well. Let's stand out in the election first, Whis suggested. You're right. Beerus nodded. Majin Buu bared his teeth, resisting the urge to absorb Beerus. Who are you calling stupid? The 10th universe, the planet Rumsshi. Angel Kos from the 10th universe also received news from Grand Priest. New universe running for gods of destruction. Rumsshi was stunned. Kes, take a quick look and see who is suitable to run for gods of destruction. Let's go ask Supreme Kai. After thinking for a moment, Kesi suggested to Rumsshi. Go ask that guy Juasi. Rumsshi frowned. Yes, after all, Lord Whis is the human being in charge of our 10th universe. Kes smiled. I believe Lord Whis will provide us with better intelligence. If I were to look for it, it would undoubtedly be like looking for a needle in a haystack. Then go ahead. Rumsshi nodded without objection. The 10th universe, the Supreme Kai world. Hvas is drinking tea. Opposite Glavas, there was a green-skinned young man standing there respectfully. King Kai Zamesu. Gervas suddenly said. It is me, Lord Supreme Kai, the green-skinned young man responded quickly. Yes, I heard that you manage the Northern Universe in an orderly manner. Jivas nodded with satisfaction. Thank you, Supreme Kai. This is what I should do. Zamesu replied. Do you want to be Supreme Kai? Gervas asked suddenly. Strategy. Are you turning too fast? I dare not. Zamesu was startled and knelt down quickly. Ha ha ha, don't be afraid, I mean no harm. Gervas said with a smile, actually, I'm getting a bit old, and it's time for me to retire, so I've been looking for a new Supreme Kai to take over my position recently. Chapter 37. Zamesu suddenly realized and breathed a sigh of relief. It turns out that Supreme Kai is going to select a new Supreme Kai. It gave me a shock. I thought you were testing me. How about it? Are you interested? Gervas asked with a smile. I will definitely become an excellent Supreme Kai. Zamesu responded immediately. Very good, then from today on, you will practice with me. I need to further examine you. Gervas smiled. To become a Supreme Kai, you must not only have strong combat abilities, but also temper your heart. This is a relatively long process. If nothing goes wrong, in about 40 years, you can take over my position. Yes, Lord Supreme Kai. Zamesu was moved. 40 years is actually a very short time for God. Zamesu, why don't you show us your fighting ability first, Gervas suggested. But, who should we fight? Zamesu looked around and saw that there was no one else here except Supreme Kai. Bang! Juisi raised his big hand slightly, and a black square appeared above his palm. Next, I will keep throwing the thunderbolt steel in my hand to you. You'd better launch attacks while dodging to show your true strength. Whis said, I believe you should know that this thunderbolt steel is the hardest metal in our universe or even the entire universe. Be careful and don't get hurt. Yes. Zamesu immediately prepared for battle from a distance. Call out. Whis waved his hand gently, and the thunder steel in his hand whizzed towards the direction of Zamesu. Bang! A pink flame flashed in Zamesu's hand. This is Zamesu's hand knife. Swish! Looking at the fast-moving thunderbolt steel, Zamesu swung his hand knife and chopped it off. The thunderbolt steel was split into two halves by Zamesu's sword. Good, do it again. Whis nodded with satisfaction, waved his hand again, and another piece of thunderbolt steel flew away quickly. This time, thunderbolt steel was flying even faster. However, Zamesu easily dodged the attack of thunderbolt steel and slashed back with a knife. Crack! The thunderbolt steel was split in half again by Zamesu. Swish, swish, swish. Thunderbolt steel kept appearing in Jivas's hands. Zamesu handles it easily. High in the sky, Kes and Rumsshi, who had just arrived, happened to see Zamesu fighting against thunderbolt steel. Who is this guy? He looks pretty strong. Rumshi's eyes lit up. He is King Kai Zamesu, said Kes. King Kai, can he run for gods of destruction? Rumshi muttered thoughtfully. It's okay. There is no rule that prohibits selecting new gods of destruction from the King of the Worlds. Kos replied. Let's take another look. Rumshi said. The two of them just floated high in the air, silently watching Zamesu chop the thunderbolt steel. About another minute passed. Rumshi suddenly aimed his big hand at Zamesu below. Bang! A thunderbolt steel suddenly shifted into Rumshi's hand. The previous thunderbolt steel had a side length of about 2 meters. The thunderbolt steel suddenly grew to 6 meters, like a huge black mountain, covering Zamesu from the sky and pressing down on him. Strategy. What is that? How did it suddenly become so big? Hvas, you have no moral principles. At this point, it was too late for Zamesu to dodge. He. Zamesu swung his knife and slashed at the thunderbolt steel that Rumshi transferred. However, the strength of the thunderbolt steel seemed to be even stronger than before. Zamesu swung his knife a few times, but thunderbolt steel didn't react at all. Pa! Thunderbolt steel fell from the air and hit Zamesu directly. Bang! Zamesu was pinned down by the thunderbolt steel, leaving only one hand outside, still trembling. Juisi! Gervas didn't know what was going on. Hvas looked up at the sky and soon saw Kessi and Rumshi appearing above. Ah, it's Master Keshi and Master Rumsshi. Whis greeted them hurriedly. Bang! Keshi and Rumsshi fell from the sky and landed opposite Whis. Hello, Lord Whis. Kes greeted with a smile. Lord Kes, you are too polite. Just call me Whis. Whis laughed. Rumsshi said nothing. I wonder what Lord Kes and Lord Rumsshi want to see me about. Whis asked respectfully. This guy's name is Zamasu, right? Rumsshi pointed at Zamasu, who was pressed under the thunderbolt steel. Yes, he is King Kai, and I plan to let him take over my position as Supreme Kai. You see, I'm already quite old, and I think it's time for me to retire. It's time to train a successor. Whis nodded and introduced. I'll take him away and let him run for the gods of destruction of the new universe. You don't mind, do you? Rumsshi stated his purpose directly. The gods of destruction of the new universe. Whis was slightly stunned. I've heard that a new universe has been born. I didn't expect it to be true. But, if Lord Rumsshi wants to choose the gods of destruction, is it appropriate to choose from the King Kai? There is no rule that says you can't choose the gods of destruction from the King of the Worlds. Rumsshi replied, I'm not here to discuss with you, I'm here to inform you. Whis wipes sweat. What bad luck! I finally picked a King Kai who is good in all aspects to take over my position as Supreme Kai. However, Lord Rumsshi wanted to train him to become the gods of destruction. Whis didn't know what to say. But Juisi is a man of gentle character. I didn't object to Rumshi's decision. Okay, it's happily decided. Rumsshi shook his elephant trunk with satisfaction. Bang! Rumsshi waved his hand gently at the huge thunderbolt steel in the air. Call out! The piece of thunderbolt steel disappeared in an instant. Zamasu grimaced in pain and stood up from the ground. Zamasu, come here. Whis said to Zamasu. Zamasu stepped forward and looked at Keshi and Rumsshi strangely. Haha! Lord Supreme Kai, the last thunderbolt steel is really big. I was accidentally crushed under it. Zamasu said with a smile. Whis really wanted to tell Zamasu that the thunderbolt steel was not made by me. But Whis felt there was no need to talk about these things. After Zamasu finished speaking, he also discovered that two strangers appeared at the scene. Who are these two? Zamasu didn't know them. Chapter 38. Let me introduce them to you. This is Lord Gods of Destruction Rumsshi, and this is Lord Angelx. Whis introduced. Gods of Destruction? Angel. Zamasu was slightly startled and hurried forward to salute. Zamasu had heard of the gods of destruction and angel. However, Zamasu did not expect that these two great gods would appear here. Greetings to Master Rumsshi, greetings to Master Keshi. Zamasu bowed. Hey, kid, the new universe is now in need of a gods of destruction. Do you want to run for the election? Rumsshi was straightforward and didn't beat around the bush. He told Zamasu directly about the gods of destruction. New universe gods of destruction. Zamasu was stunned. Actually, the two are not very conflicting. If you don't run for the gods of destruction in the new universe, you can come back and be your Supreme Kai. Rumsshi said to Zamasu. Zamasu was a little confused. How come I suddenly became so popular? Now Supreme Kai and gods of destruction are both vying for me to take over their thrones? No. It seems that gods of destruction is going to take over in the new universe. But I still don't know what the gods of destruction needs to do. Zamasu asked. Gods of destruction, of course, need to destroy unnecessary things. Rumsshi smiled. For example, if you think the humans on this planet are terrible, you can destroy their planet. Zamasu nodded vigorously, thoughtfully. Is there such a good thing? So this is the job of gods of destruction. I feel like I'm quite suitable. Is there anything I need to do now? Zamasu asked again. If you agree, I will take you to run for the gods of destruction. Rumsshi said, there will be a battle between the candidates for the gods of destruction of each universe, and the winner may become the gods of destruction of the new universe. Zamasu looked at Whis, asking for his opinion with his eyes. If I really can't choose gods of destruction, I still have a fallback. Although I prefer gods of destruction's work. But there is no way if you can't be selected. But I think I shouldn't have any problem. I am God. Can I still not beat other competitors? Zamasu, if you want to go, go ahead. Juisi smiled, do your best when you go, and don't think you will have a way out when you come back. Yes. Zamasu whispered. Is there no way out? That's terrible. Then just be at ease and be the gods of destruction. I am the king of the realm, so my strength should be above that of other competitors. Lord gods of destruction, besides me being the King Kai, are there also King Kais in other universes? Zamasu asked cautiously. There shouldn't be any. Rumsshi groaned, so, this is your advantage. King Kai is the highest ranking god in this universe besides Supreme Kai and gods of destruction. Don't embarrass me. Yes. I will definitely become the gods of destruction. Zamasu responded immediately. Besides Zamasu, is there anyone in this universe who is superior to him? Rumsshi asked Gervasi. I'm afraid not. Zamasu's fighting skills are still very good. Even when I was young and at my peak, I might not be his opponent. Gervas commented. I can see that. Rumsshi nodded. Juasi. No need to evaluate it so realistically. Okay, in that case, I'll choose you. Rumsshi smiled and looked at Kessie again, asking for her opinion. I think it's possible. I'm afraid other universes would never have thought that our universe would mobilize a King Kai to run for gods of destruction. Kos said with a smile. That's called taking an unconventional path, ha ha ha. Rumsshi laughed. Ha ha ha. Zamasu laughed foolishly. Universe 11. Vermit Planet. Like several other universes, Angel Makarita also received information from the Grand Priest. Makarita immediately provided the information to the gods of destruction Vermit. New universes compete for the gods of destruction. Vermit pondered. The winning universe will be rewarded with 7 Super Dragon Balls from the gods of destruction of the universe they belong to? They can make any wish come true. Yes, that's what Grand Priest said. Makarita nodded with a smile. Super Dragon Ball is nothing. After all, we are all gods at the top of the pyramid in this universe, and there is almost nothing we need. However, being able to provide an outstanding gods of destruction to the new universe is also an honor for our 11th universe. Vermit pondered, after this new gods of destruction appears, I can loudly announce, this gods of destruction came from our 11th universe. I believe the gods of destruction from other universes think the same. Makarita smiled and asked, does Lord Vermit have a candidate in mind? I want to choose Topo, Vermit replied. Topo? Why not choose Jiren? Makarita was slightly stunned. You know, Jiren has no intention of becoming the gods of destruction, so he may not participate in the competition. Vermit shook his head. Besides, Topo is also a candidate for the gods of destruction anyway. With his ability, he is fully qualified for this election. Besides, Mr. Topo was originally a disciple of Lord Vermit. If he really chooses gods of destruction, he will have a good relationship with Lord Vermit in the future. Makarita said with a smile, if Jiren becomes gods of destruction, he may not get too close to Lord Vermit. You really know me, Makarita. Vermit said with a smile. He he he. Makarita smiled like a flower. Then, contact Topo immediately and ask him to drop everything he is doing and come over, Vermit ordered. Okay. Makarita nodded slightly, and then contacted Topo through the scepter in her hand. Proud Planet. The Pride Team, led by Topo, is battling the evil army. Topo suppressed the evil army with his own powerful strength. Dispo, Coco, Kaziril and other members of the Pride Team also fought bravely. As Topo was typing, he suddenly sensed a voice coming from his mind. Dispo, I have something to do, can you help me out first? Topo said to Dispo. What's the matter? Do you have diarrhea? Dispo was stunned. Topo. No. It was Lady Makarita who came to see me. It must be something important. Topo said. I thought you had diarrhea. Dispo nodded, okay, leave it to me, I'll take the brunt of it for you, and I won't let these guys continue to run rampant. Chapter 39. Dispo stepped forward and launched a frenzied attack on the evil army. Lady Makarita. Topo bowed in the air. Mr. Topo, come to the gods of destruction realm immediately. Makarita smiled. Hey? Now? Topo was stunned. Does Mr. Topo have anything important to do? Asked Makarita. I am now leading the members of the Pride Team to suppress the evil army on the planet. If all goes well, this will be the final battle, and peace will return to the Pride planet from now on. Topo explained. How long will it take you? Asked Makarita. It will probably take at least 2 days. The evil army has taken root on the Pride planet for a long time. It will be more troublesome than I thought to completely eradicate them. Toppo pondered. By the way, Master Makarita, is there anything you want to talk to me about? New Universe is going to hold an election for the gods of destruction, and Lord Vermit recommends Mr. Toppo to go. Makarita said truthfully, so, please put down what you are doing and come here immediately. But, what should we do here? Toppo gritted his teeth, feeling a little worried. I'll arrange for Jiren to go over and help. Makarita suggested. Jiren? If he could come, that would be a great help. Toppo's eyes lit up and he said excitedly. Jiren is originally a member of the Pride team. He has been practicing recently, right? Makarita said with a smile. That guy likes to practice whenever he has nothing to do. How powerful does he want to become? Toppo sighed. That's it, you leave immediately, Jiren will be here soon. Makarita ordered. Yes. Lady Makarita. Toppo responded respectfully. The call ends. Captain, I can't hold on any longer. Dispo exclaimed. Call out. Toppo came quickly from a distance and kicked a man who was fighting with Dispo away. Dispo, Lord Vermit wants to talk to me about something important, so I have to go over there quickly. I'm sorry to trouble you with this. Toppo explained. What did you say? Dispo was a little confused. If you leave, our level will be greatly reduced. It's okay, Jiren will be here soon. Toppo said with a smile. Jiren? Is he coming? Dispo was stunned. Yes. Toppo nodded, please hold on a little longer. What's your important business? Dispo asked. This, I'll tell you when I come back. Toppo didn't say anything. Boom. Suddenly, a loud noise was heard in the distance. The next moment, a bright red figure appeared in the sky, overlooking the entire earth. Yes, it's that guy Jiren, he finally showed up, he came so quickly. Dispo was surprised and happy. Yet. Toppo sighed. Captain, please leave quickly. You are no longer needed here. Dispo waved his hand. Toppo. Boom. After Jiren appeared, he punched him through the air. This punch, through the extreme wind pressure, hit the center of the evil army at once. The center of the evil army was turned into ruins at that moment. As expected of Jiren, he is even stronger than before. This guy is really fierce. Dispo was filled with emotion. Toppo looked up at Jiren thoughtfully. Strange. Since you are running for gods of destruction in the new universe, why didn't Lord Vermit choose Jiren? I remember. Jiren doesn't want to be the gods of destruction. If he wanted to be the gods of destruction, he would have been the substitute for gods of destruction long ago, and it would have been none of my business. I'd better leave quickly. Call out. Purple-red flames burst out from Toppo's body, and he whizzed towards the direction of the planet Vermit. The second universe. Planet Harais. Angel Sava delivered the news about the new universe gods of destruction to gods of destruction Harais. Mirror, mirror, who is the most beautiful woman in the universe? Harais asked while looking in the mirror. Bang! Harais's voice, appearance, and smile appeared in the mirror. Harais smiled. Angel Sava sighed. Sava, what did you say just now? Harais turned his head and looked at Sava. The Grand Priest said that the new universe already has its prototype, and he wants to select a suitable god of destruction from the various universes. Sava replied, does Master Harais have a suitable candidate? That means this person must be very powerful, right? Harais asked. Yes, that's what I mean. Sava nodded. Mirror, mirror, tell me, who is the most beautiful woman besides me? Harais said to the man wearing sunglasses. Sava. Sava covered his face and didn't want to talk anymore. Are you going to the beauty pageant or the gods of destruction? Bang! An image emerged in the magic mirror. The image shows an obese woman. After seeing this fat woman, Harais's eyes widened in amazement. What? Is this woman so beautiful? Harais was stunned. She is indeed quite pretty. Sava couldn't help but take a few more glances at her. Harais. What's her name? Harais asked. As he spoke, Harais turned his head and saw that Sava had already been there looking for the man's identity. Harais was speechless. It turns out that beautiful women are blessed by God wherever they go. Look how excited Sava is. They all took the initiative to look up other people's identities. Found it. Her name is Ribulian. She is not far from us. Sava had retrieved Ribulian's detailed information. It is worth mentioning that Ribulian has strong combat capabilities. Lord Horace really guessed it right. What do you mean I guessed it right? Horace's face darkened. Should we ask her to come over right away? Sava asked again. Okay, since she has strong fighting ability, let her run for election. Horace nodded. I am the only woman among so many gods of destruction. I feel lonely just thinking about it. If Brian can take office in the new universe, she will have a companion. The fourth universe. Planet Quitella. Grand Priest is going to select a new gods of destruction from among the major universes to go to the new universe. Gods of destruction, Quitella murmured. Who does Master Quitella plan to choose to run for gods of destruction? Angel Cornic asked with a smile. The gods of destruction from other universes will definitely choose the stronger warriors from their own universes. There really is no suitable candidate among the humans in our universe. Quitella had a headache. No, I am the strongest god of destruction. If the person I choose ranks last among these people, I will be embarrassed. Chapter 40. So, Lord Quitella should carefully choose a suitable person to run for the election. Cornic nodded. Do you have a list of suitable candidates? Quitella asked. This, and this. Several human images were projected on the scepter in Cornic's hand, and these humans were introduced in detail. Quitella looked at it carefully. Let's choose Damon. Quitella pointed to a small insect no bigger than an ant. Okay. Cornic didn't object. He is so small, he will definitely be able to win in actual combat. Quitella grinned. Yes. Cornic nodded. Did Grand Priest say how to compete? Quitella asked. The specific format of the competition has not been decided yet. Let's select the players. Grand Priest will teleport us over in 2 days. Cornic replied. Got it. Quitella nodded. Angels from several other universes also received the message from the Grand Priest, and conveyed the information to the gods of destruction, and began to select humans to run for the gods of destruction. 2 days passed quickly. The sixth universe, the planet Kampa. Grand Priest, we are ready, please teleport at any time. Vados smiled. At this time, Vados, Kampa, and Hit also stood together. Wait patiently for the Grand Priest's transmission. As for Frost, he was driven away by Kampa yesterday. Lu Fan, take good care of the house. Kampa ordered Lu Fan. Lu Fan glanced at Kampa. But you know what, the lemon-flavored carbonated drink you made yesterday was really delicious. I'm almost tired of drinking Coke, and suddenly changing to a different flavor feels different. Kampa praised with a smile. Wow, yes. Vados also nodded in praise. Yesterday, Lu Fan started making lemon-flavored carbonated drinks. For Lu Fan, lemon-flavored carbonated drinks couldn't be easier to make. It's just that the cola nut is replaced with lemon. After drinking this new drink, Kampa and Vados both praised it highly. Vados, has Grand Priest ever drunk this drink? Lu Fan asked. It seems not. Why do you ask? Vados was stunned. I want to personally send some drinks to Grand Priest so that he can taste it. Lu Fan grinned. If you want to go over and watch the fun, just say so. You're taking such a long detour. The Grand Priest will be unhappy if he finds out. Vados said with a smile. Oh? Why didn't you tell me earlier? I thought I couldn't go to watch the fun. Lu Fan breathed a sigh of relief and hurried forward to hug Vados from behind. Leading. You are really not polite at all. Ahem, I'm the daughter of the Grand Priest. Do you think the Grand Priest will be angry if you hug his daughter like this? Vados said with a smile. No, a man as outstanding as me is hard to find even with a lantern. Grand Priest is so happy that he can't contain himself. Lu Fan replied confidently. Leading. Vados was speechless. Kampa sighed hard on the side. Just do it. Hey, kid, before you die, you must tell me how these drinks are made. Write down the recipes of the drinks quickly, said Kampa. You wish. If I die, the carbonated drinks will disappear with me, Lu Fan replied. Kampa wipes the sweat off his face. I feel like this guy can really do it. He would never write down the recipe. Don't be fooled by the simple recipe of Lu Fan's drink. But Kampa also made cola based on Lu Fan's ingredients. I don't know why, the cola made by Kampa never tastes like that. The taste always feels like something is missing. The same is true for Vados. Although Vados, as an angel, is omnipotent, he is still lacking in making things, especially food and drinks. Okay, if you want to go and watch the fun, go ahead, but don't cause any trouble, Vados reminded. Yeah, don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. Lu Fan grinned, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Leading. Kampa. Hey, why do I feel like this kid might cause trouble if he goes there? Kampa was a little worried and whispered in Vados' ear. I feel the same way. Vados nodded. Do we still need to take him there? Kampa wiped his sweat. Well, no, just abandon him on the way. Vados suggested. I think it's okay. Kampa smiled knowingly. I heard everything. Can't you speak more quietly? Lu Fan's face darkened. You want to abandon me on the way? No way. As he spoke, Lu Fan hugged Vados tighter. Even Lu Fan's entire body was pressed against Vados's. Leading. Let go. Vados squeezed out 2 words from between his teeth. Okay. Lu Fan loosened her hands, but clamped Vados's slim waist tightly with her legs. Let go of your legs too. Vados was speechless. No, that won't do. Then I'll be separated from you. Lu Fan shook his head and refused. Vados was speechless. I just want you to separate from me. Is it okay for you to hold me like this? Hit. This guy really has personality. Beep. At this moment, the scepter in Vados's hand shook slightly. Okay, Grand Priest, we are ready. Vados said quickly. Swish. Lu Fan only felt a flash before his eyes. Then, when Lu Fan came to his senses, he found himself in a very strange place. There was chaos all around this area. And in the center of the chaos is a circular platform. Above the center of the platform, there is a person floating there. Lu Fan recognized the man at first sight. It's the Grand Priest. The chief steward of all the gods in the universe. At present, apart from Grand Priest, Lu Fan has not seen any other gods or players from the universe at the scene. Lu Fan guessed that it might be because we prepared faster. So I was the first one to come. Bang! Vados, Lu Fan, Kampa and Hit fell from the sky and landed on the circular platform. Then, Vados saluted with Kampa and Hittite. Vados just bowed slightly. Kampa, however, knelt down with Hittite. Lu Fan didn't move and stood very straight. Hey, Lu Fan, kneel down quickly. Kampa's face turned dark. I knew this kid would cause trouble. I didn't expect you wouldn't even kneel when you saw the Grand Priest. So hateful. You'll implicate me by doing this. Well, I'm just an ordinary human being. I'm not running for the gods of destruction. Do I still need to kneel? Lu Fan was stunned and asked. Kampa. Chapter 41. Grand Priest glanced over here. You are a human being, kneeling down to worship God is a matter of course. Kampa was so angry that smoke came out of his nose. Hurry up, Grand Priest, look here. Mr. Kampa, who is that next to you? Grand Priest said to Kampa with a smile. Ah, his name is Lu Fan, he's an excellent beverage mixologist, and he wanted to come over to see the fun. Kampa wanted to cry, his whole body was shaking. Hello, Grand Priest, my name is Lu Fan. Lu Fan took over the conversation and said neither humbly nor arrogantly, I heard that you are the steward of all the gods in the universe. I have admired you for a long time, so I came here to observe. Grand Priest. Admire it if you want to. What does observation mean? Kid, shut up. Do you know what you are talking about? Kampa regretted it so much. I really shouldn't have brought this kid here. No, it was Vados who wanted to bring him here. Kampa glared at Vados. Grand Priest, this is the coke I made. The weather is so hot, why don't you try some? Lu Fan said, raising his big hand upwards, revealing a can of coke in his hand. Coke? I've heard a little bit about it. I heard that the 7th universe has released a very delicious drink. It turns out that it was made by Mr. Lu Fan. Grand Priest smiled and said, okay, I'll try it then. Master Kampa, Please take it to Master Grand Priest quickly. Lu Fan handed the coke in his hand to Kampa. Kampa. Why don't you go by yourself? What do you want me to do? It's not appropriate for me to go. As a human being, I feel very pressured to face the highest ranking god directly. Lu Fan explained convincingly. Kampa. Leading. Grand Priest. Even Hit was wiping his sweat vigorously. You said you felt a lot of pressure facing the highest ranking god. Am I the one who is under pressure? I'm kneeling here. You stood straight. Who would believe you if you said you were under a lot of pressure? Kampa hesitated for a second and immediately took the can of coke. The moment Kampa took the can, he was stunned for 2 seconds again. What is this? How come I haven't seen this kind of packaging before? How many secrets does this kid have? But now Kampa didn't dare to think too much. He hurriedly held the can of coke, appeared in front of the Grand Priest at a high speed, and presented it with both hands. Grand Priest picked up the can and gently pulled it. Laugh. There was a sound of carbon dioxide bubbling from the can. This design is very interesting and environmentally friendly, Grand Priest praised. Lu Fan. Is the word environmental protection something you used? Grand Priest silently sipped his coke. It's really delicious. Grand Priest exclaimed, no wonder there are so many people lining up on the food planet in the 7th universe. Mr. Lu Fan's talent in this area is really amazing. Grand Priest, thank you for your compliment. Lu Fan nodded. How many cans of this coke do you have? Grand Priest looked at Lu Fan and suddenly asked. There are still a lot more. Lu Fan responded, I came here this time to give my coke to the contestants as prizes. Okay, then let's give each winning contestant a bottle of coke as a special reward. Grand Priest pondered. Understood. Lu Fan did not object. Kampa. Vados said nothing and wiped the sweat off his face. But Vados thought again and felt that this was indeed a very good reward for the contestants. After all, there were no extra rewards for the winning contestants. The reward is just the throne of the new universe gods of destruction. The real recipients of the reward are the gods of destruction from his original universe. The gods of destruction in the original universe can obtain 7 Super Dragon Balls and grant any wish. Only 1 bottle per person? Grand Priest. Vados was stunned and suddenly asked. The competition has decided to adopt a one-on-one elimination system. There are currently a total of 8 universe contestants running for gods of destruction. Grand Priest replied. Grand Priest, there are only 8 universes participating in the election. Kampa was slightly stunned, a little confused. Why don't the other 4 universes participate in the election? The gods of destruction of the 1st, 5th, 8th and 12th universes said they want to work hard and will not participate in this election. Grand Priest smiled and said, this competition is purely voluntary. I don't force you to participate. Working hard. Kampa wiped his sweat. These 4 universe gods of destruction are such idiots. Iraq, Lakir, Gold. You 4 idiots. You deliberately said that you wanted to work hard so that the Grand Priest would look at you differently, right? It's okay not to participate. This way we will have more opportunities. Kampa expressed disdain for the actions of the 4 gods of destruction. This working attitude is indeed worth learning for the new gods of destruction, Lu Fan exclaimed. Grand Priest looked at Lu Fan meaningfully and nodded thoughtfully. This human being is quite interesting. You can actually understand the true meaning of the existence of a gods of destruction. Call out. As he was speaking, a bright flame flashed in the air above the circular platform. The flames dissipated, revealing 3 familiar faces of Lu Fan. Lu Fan recognized them immediately. They were Whis and Beerus from the 7th universe. And the players they brought with them. It's Majin Buu. Lu Fan patted his head. The timing is a bit off. At this point in time, Son Goku is just a little kid and has not yet embarked on the journey of finding the Dragon Ball. How did Majin Buu show up? At this time, Majin Buu should be sealed in the magic egg. Understood. It was probably that guy Beerus who let him out. Majin Buu? Hit? Who of the 2 is more powerful? Lu Fan is more optimistic about Hit. With Hit's strength, he can definitely defeat Majin Buu easily. But some things can't be said. Majin Buu can do so many things, maybe he can even turn Hit into chocolate and eat him. Of course these are just Lu Fan's guesses. As for the result, it depends on their final game. High in the sky. Beerus also looked down. It's Compa, they arrived earlier than us. Beerus groaned, then frowned, a little puzzled, that's not right, why did they bring 2 players? Isn't it said that a universe can only choose 1 player to run for gods of destruction? Maybe, the other person just came to watch the fun. Whis guessed. Beerus. Chapter 42. Let's hurry down. Whis suggested, we are now at a higher altitude than the Grand Priest. Do you think this is appropriate, Master Beerus? Beerus shuddered, immediately came to his senses, and quickly dropped from the sky. Whis also fell rapidly. Majin Buu, however, was suspended in the air with no intention of falling. Beerus felt sick. This fat guy is quite powerful. But this guy is just ARD. It's hard for me to imagine that even if this guy wins, I don't know if he can be selected as gods of destruction. Hey, come down quickly. Beerus bared his teeth and whispered to Majin Buu in the air. Majin Buu snorted and pretended not to hear. Beerus. Call out. Beerus stepped forward and grabbed Majin Buu's arm, carrying him rapidly down through the air. Then Beerus grabbed Majin Buu's head and pressed his face tightly to the ground. I'm sorry, Grand Priest, our contestant, is a little slow in reaction. Beerus explained hurriedly. It's more than just slow reaction. I think his IQ is worrying. Grand Priest said with a smile. What do you mean by worrying IQ? Majin Buu's face was pressed tightly against the ground, but he still heard the Grand Priest's words and couldn't help but ask. Beerus. Whis sighed hard beside him. Compa held back his laughter and his face turned red. Wow, snap, snap. Beerus, this idiot, where did he find such a funny guy? It just means you are good looking and handsome. Beerus whispered through gritted teeth. Majin Buu grinned happily upon hearing this. Hey, I'm very handsome. Beerus breathed a sigh of relief. Grand Priest ignored Beerus. No need to kneel anymore, stand up. The Grand Priest called out. Thank you, Grand Priest. Beerus nodded and stood up respectfully. Beerus was afraid that Majin Buu would cause trouble at the scene. What if this guy turns Grand Priest into chocolate? I thought I was going to die a horrible death. I'd better watch him. Therefore, Beerus held Majin Buu's arm tightly and brought him to visit the 6th universe. Beerus, you finally woke up? Didn't you say last time that you would sleep for more than 40 years? Compa grinned. Humph, stop talking nonsense. Since such a major event is happening, of course I have to participate. Beerus snorted. You seem very confident, Beerus. Compa smiled. Of course, look at my contestant, he looks very similar to you, doesn't he? Beerus teased. Compa. Not at all. What's that look in your eyes? Compa shouted angrily. Similar in shape, isn't it? Beerus said with a smile. The body shapes are totally different. Compa said unhappily. So, who will you choose to participate in the competition? Beerus asked curiously, looking at Hit and Lu Fan behind Compa. Of course it was Hit, that guy just came to watch the fun. Compa snorted. Oh? Tail. Beerus was slightly stunned, and suddenly found the tail wrapped around Lu Fan's waist, and couldn't help asking, is this kid Scion? No. Compa felt a little guilty. We must not let Beerus know that this guy was originally from the 7th universe. Fortunately, Beerus didn't think much about it. So what if it's Scion? Even if they are from our universe, so what? And the Scion race was basically wiped out by Frisia. Oink oink. Suddenly, 3 bright flames appeared in the sky again. Lu Fan looked up. This time, the 10th universe, the 11th universe, and the 2nd universe appeared. The 3 universe angels, gods of destruction and the contestants appeared almost at the same time. Lu Fan also knew the characters that appeared in the 3 universes. But what Lu Fan felt sorry for was Jiren didn't come. The one who came was actually the substitute gods of destruction Topo. I remember it. Jiren, that guy, doesn't like being the gods of destruction. If he wants to be the boss, can it be Topo's turn? The contestants from the 10th universe. It's Zamasu. Zamasu is running for gods of destruction. But then again, Zamasu is really suitable to be the gods of destruction. He is not suitable to be Supreme Kai. This guy is too obsessed and always wants to destroy all humans. It doesn't seem appropriate to be the gods of destruction. Gods of Destruction does not intend to destroy all human beings. As for the players from the second universe, too fat. So ugly. Lu Fan also declined to comment. The angels and gods of destruction from 3 universes descended from the sky with their players and knelt down to pay homage to the Grand Priest. Lu Fan held his chin and thought about it. It seems Zeno didn't come this time. That's right, this time I just chose gods of destruction from the new universe. It doesn't seem to matter much whether Zeno comes or not. Grand Priest has basically decided on this matter himself. Swish. The next moment, the angel and gods of destruction from the 4th universe appeared in the air. There are no players. Many people present were slightly stunned. Why doesn't the 4th universe bring any players? What are you doing here without any contestants? Angel Cornic and gods of destruction Quitella from the 4th universe bowed down and saluted the Grand Priest. The Grand Priest nodded slightly, told the 2 men to get up, and glanced at Damon, an insect smaller than an ant on the ground, without saying anything more. Damon looked shocked. This guy actually found me. Can I be discovered even though I'm so young? Beerus, weren't you sleeping? When did you wake up? Quitella walked up and asked Beerus with a smile. Humph, you nosy fellow, just mind your own business. Beerus snorted, where are your contestants? Maybe you couldn't find a suitable contestant and just came here to join in the fun. Whatever you think. Quitella smiled mysteriously. Next, several other universe angels and gods of destruction appeared on the scene with their players. Except for the gods of destruction from the 1st universe, the 5th universe, the 8th universe and the 12th universe, the gods of destruction and angels from the other universes have already arrived and brought their own players. Well, all the universes participating in this new universe election have arrived. Please go to the audience seats and wait for a moment. Grand Priest said, waving his hand gently. Swish. There is an additional circle of stands above the circular arena. Let's go. Compa called. Swish, swish, swish. The gods and their players stepped onto the stands one after another. The Grand Priest was suspended high in the sky, looking down at the gods and people present. The universes participating in the new universe election this time are the 2nd universe, the 3rd universe, the 4th universe, the 6th universe, the 7th universe, the 9th universe, the 10th universe, and the 11th universe, a total of 8 universes and 8 contestants. Grand Priest announced, this Gods of Destruction election adopts a round-based system. The universe contestants whose names are called, please come to the ring to compete one-on-one. Chapter 43. The gods and contestants all pricked up their ears and listened. The rules of the competition are very simple. You win by knocking your opponent out of the ring, or by the opponent surrendering on his own. Grand Priest continued, the winner will advance to the second game, and so on, until the final. Killing and using weapons are prohibited during the competition. Players who violate the rules will be treated as forfeiting. Let's leave it at that for now. It's also possible that after a few games, the rules of the competition can be adjusted accordingly. The gods and contestants have understood. In addition, the winner of each round can go to the 6th universe Mr. Lu Fan to receive a can of Coke as a special prize. Grand Priest said, pointing to Lu Fan in the stands in the distance. Lu Fan bowed slightly to everyone. All the gods and contestants present were slightly stunned. Cola? What is that? Whis, do you know what that is? Beerus asked curiously. It seems to be a tastier drink, right? Whis guessed. Drink? How delicious can it be? Beerus didn't take it seriously. Since it's a reward from the Grand Priest, it should be delicious. Whis smiled. I hope so. Beerus smiled. Then please ask the contestants to go over there and draw lots. Grand Priest instructed, then the competition will proceed according to the order of the draw. Bang! Suddenly, a box appeared out of nowhere where the arena was. The contestants came forward to draw lots. A total of 7 contestants came forward and drew their own number plates. The draw results are as follows: Player 1, Universe 6, hit contestant number 2, Basil, Universe 9 contestant number 3, 11th Universe, Topo contestant number 4, 3rd Universe, Maggie KO contestant number 6, 7th Universe, Bu contestant number 7, 2nd Universe, Ribrian contestant number 8, Zamasu, the 10th Universe. After the drawing, the 7 contestants return to their respective stands. The contestants from the 4th Universe are special, so the remaining number 5 plate belongs to contestant Damon from the 4th universe. Grand Priest announced. The 4th universe? Are there any players? Beerus was slightly stunned. Special? What's so special about it? Mr. Bew, what's your number? Whis asked. What number is this? Bew showed the number plate to Whis. It's number 6. He's competing against Damon from the 4th universe. Beerus said quickly after taking a closer look. Majin Bew also looked in the direction of the 4th universe's stands. There are no contestants. Who will I compete with then? Whis, do you know what's going on? Beerus asked. Haha, don't count on me for everything, make your own judgment. Whis said with a smile. Beerus. Are you the angel of our 7th universe? Beerus said unhappily. Over there in the 6th universe. Hit, which number did you draw? Kompa asked. Number 1, first game. Hit replied. Who is the opponent? Kompa asked quickly. It looks like a contestant from Universe 9. Hit replied, the Red Fox. That guy shouldn't be that big of a deal. Give him a good beating. Kompa said, but don't be careless. Got it. Hit nodded. Sidera, the gods of destruction from the 9th universe, was also encouraging Basil, a contestant from his own universe. That guy from the 6th universe, there is no information about him at all. Basil, you have to work harder. Sidera patted the Red Fox's shoulder. Basil. What are you talking about without any information? The order of appearance has been decided, so let's start the first match. Grand Priest smiled, the first match will be between Hit from the 6th universe and Basil from the 9th universe. Please ask the 2 players to come to the ring and compete. There is no time limit for the competition until one side wins. Players who fall off the ring will be automatically teleported to the stands of their own universe, so please rest assured. Come on, Hit. Kompa patted Hit's shoulder, don't embarrass me. Yes. Hit responded and flew onto the ring. Vados, your sister. Lu Fan suddenly said. Having said that, Lu Fan took a bottle of Coke and took a sip. Leading. Why are you still cursing? I wanted to ask, why didn't your sister come? Lu Fan swallowed the Coke and asked curiously. Can you please speak without breathing heavily? Vados' face darkened. Really? Lu Fan grinned. My sister should be in the new universe. Maybe she'll come over soon. Vados guessed. Is your sister really that pretty? Lu Fan asked in a low voice. Vados wipes his sweat. Are you thinking about my sister now? It looks good. Vados glanced at Lu Fan, didn't I show you her projection? Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Lu Fan nodded vigorously. Vados sighed and didn't want to bother with Lu Fan anymore. However, I think the final decision-making power of the gods of destruction should be in the hands of your sister, right? After all, this gods of destruction will have to live with your sister in the future. Lu Fan pondered. Vados nearly choked. Living together? You make it sound like they're getting married. I don't know about that. Maybe. Vados shook his head. Is your sister secretly watching the game? Lu Fan guessed. Vados simply stopped talking. My sister is an angel. Does she need to watch the game secretly? On the circular arena. Hit and Basil, a contestant from Universe 9, stood facing each other. The diameter of the arena is about 100 meters, which is quite a large area. The game begins. Grand Priest gave the order. Basil didn't hesitate at all and rushed towards Hit's direction. Basil directly attacked Hit in the face with his fist. Looking at Basil's attacking fist, Hit's expression was unusually calm. Good. Good job. Basil. Sidera shouted excitedly, he was knocked out with just one punch. Flash time. Hit uttered 2 words. Time stops. Bang. Hit threw a heavy punch, hitting Basil in the chest. Basil was hit immediately, his body drew an arc in the air, blood spurted out of his mouth, and he fell to the ground. Puff. After Basil landed on the ground, he spat out a large mouthful of blood again and felt unwell. Sidera's smile gradually froze. What was that trick just now? When did such a powerful figure appear in the 6th universe? Kompa grinned, revealing his white teeth, a smug smile written all over his face. Damn it! Basil gritted his teeth and stood up. Then, Basil suddenly increased his speed to the extreme, leaving several shadows on the spot. The next moment, Basil rushed towards Hit again. Flash time! Without any hesitation, Hit used the flash time again. Chapter 44. Bang! Hit threw another punch, hitting Basil hard in the chest. This time Basil flew even higher. Pa! After Basil landed, he slid backwards and reached the edge of the ring. Hit walked towards the other party. Basil wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and his expression became extremely ugly. Wow! Powerful energy suddenly burst out from Basil's body, completely boosting his own energy, and rushed towards Hit with his fangs and claws bared. Bang! Hit kicked him. Call out! Basil flew straight out of the ring. Swish! The moment Basil flew out of the ring, his body flashed and he disappeared in an instant. Then, Basil flashed again and appeared in the stands of the 9th universe. Basil was eliminated. Sidera, the gods of destruction from the 9th universe, looked shocked. Is this eliminated? Isn't this too fast? Hey, Sidera, your contestants are not that good. Kampa smiled proudly. Sidera clenched his fists tightly, wishing he could go up and beat Kampa up. This fat guy's smile is so mean. In the first match, contestant Hit from the 6th universe won and advanced to the semi-finals. Grand Priest announced loudly, contestant Hit can go to the stands of his own universe and find Mr. Lu Fan to receive a bottle of Coke as a special reward. Yes. Hit nodded respectfully, flew away from the ring, returned to his own stand, and appeared in front of Lu Fan. Not bad, very well done. Lu Fan praised and raised his little hand slightly. Swish! Lu Fan had a can of Coke in his hand and handed it to Hittite. Thank you. Hit thanked him. You're welcome, this is what you deserve. Lu Fan said with a smile. Hit took the Coke, opened it and took a sip. Hit's eyes lit up at that moment and he felt the pleasure on his taste buds. Is this Coke? This is so delicious, isn't it? No wonder Master Kampa's attitude towards Lu Fan is so strange. I'm afraid only this guy can make such a delicious drink. No wonder the Grand Priest favors him so much. Is that Coke? Beerus looked over there and said to Whis. Yeah, it looks delicious. Whis was a little envious. Hey, Majin Buu, play well in the game and give me the Coke when you win the reward. Beerus said to Buu. Buu ignored him. Why should I give it to you? I want to drink too. But then again, Whis, that guy named Hit is really amazing. He won the match so easily. Beerus bared his teeth. Basil from the 9th universe was defeated by him in less than 3 moves. If everything goes well, according to the order of our number plates, Mr. Buu will meet Hit in the finals. Whis smiled. That's true. Beerus breathed a sigh of relief and said to Buu, in the next game, you have to keep an eye on that guy named Hit. He may be able to advance to the finals. Majin Buu also glanced in Hit's direction. Soon, Majin Buu was attracted by the Coke in Hit's hand. Is that thing really that delicious? Is it better than the milk I made? Majin Buu's mind had long been on Coke. Zamasu, that guy named Hit is not simple, you have to be careful. Rumshi said in a deep voice. It's okay, gods of destruction. Zamasu said confidently, according to the order of numbers, I will meet him in the finals. That's true. Rumshi nodded. Topo, how long do you think it will take you to defeat that guy named Hit? Vermit asked Topo. According to my calculations, if I use destructive energy, I can eliminate him in no more than 3 minutes. Topo replied calmly. As a backup gods of destruction, it would be embarrassing if I couldn't even beat that guy. Vermit nodded, but he wasn't worried. After all, Topo is the backup gods of destruction. And Topo has already cultivated destruction. There will be absolutely no problem dealing with a guy like Hittite Rborn, your opponent is that guy. Hakai said to the player from his universe. Okay, got it. Rborn nodded, I will definitely make him fall under my spell. Hakai. Are you trying to use a beauty trap? Sidera, the gods of destruction of the 9th universe, was completely desperate. He was eliminated right at the start. This gods of destruction campaign has nothing to do with me. Then, let's move on to the second match. Grand Priest announced with a smile, the second match will be between Mr. Topo from Universe 11 and Mr. Maggie Ko from Universe 3. Topo leapt onto the ring. Maggie Ko also appeared on the ring. Lu Fan is familiar with Topo, but a little unfamiliar with Magi Ko. What Lu Fan was certain of was that Magi Ko should have appeared in the Tournament of Power. But there are more than 80 people in the Tournament of Power. There are so many people, and many of them are just there to make up the numbers. Therefore, it is impossible for Lu Fan to remember so many people. Magi Ko is a metal man, a bit like the liquid metal in Terminator. Gods of Destruction Mosco from the Third Universe is a large robot with no expression on his face. But Lu Fan knows Mosco's true identity. That guy's robot appearance is just a cover-up. There is also a little dwarf inside the robot. This is the man who controls the robot Mosco. The game begins, announced the Grand Priest. Topo silently looked at the metal man Magi Ko. Big beard, I'm stronger than you think, you'd better admit defeat. Magi Ko snorted. Bang! The next moment, Magi Ko's body melted and turned into a pool of liquid metal. There wasn't much expression on Topo's face. The liquid metal turned into a stream of water and swept towards Topo. Humph! Topo snorted coldly, and a flash of energy appeared in his hand. Bang! Topo's energy punched right through the liquid metal. The liquid metal fell to the ground, and a lot of it was directly evaporated. Hey, are you okay? Don't die. If you die, I will also lose the qualification to compete. Topo said with a smile. Topo knew clearly that the previous attack would not kill the opponent. After all, Topo is a veteran. In Universe 11, Topo also encountered a similar metal man. Therefore, he still has a lot of combat experience. Bang! The liquid metal condensed and deformed, returning to its original appearance, and its face became somewhat ugly. Chapter 45. Why did you change back? Topo smiled softly, is it because you are not confident enough? Swish! Topo flashed and quickly appeared opposite Magi Ko. Magi Ko's eyes widened, his face showing shock. This guy is so fast. Bang! Topo threw a fierce uppercut, hitting Magi Ko's chin on the spot. Even though Magi Ko was made of liquid metal, he still felt severe pain after being hit by the punch. Magi Ko somersaulted several times in the air. After landing, Magi Ko kept rolling on the ground, rubbing his body against the ground of the ring, leaving a trail of traces. Just as Magi Ko was about to roll out of the ring, Magi Ko immediately turned into liquid metal and clung tightly to the ground of the ring. Boom! Magi Ko had just breathed a sigh of relief when he saw a huge ki blast roaring towards him. With a loud bang, Magi Ko was knocked out of the ring by the huge ki blast. Magi Ko was eliminated. In the second game, Mr. Topo from the 11th Universe won. Please go to the stands of the 6th Universe to get a bottle of Coke. Grand Priest said with a smile. Yes. Topo bowed. Call out. Topo flew to the stands of Universe and appeared opposite Lu Fan. Good job, keep it up. Lu Fan handed a can of Coke to Topo. Thank you. Topo took the Coke with both hands, smiled and nodded. It seems that if nothing unexpected happens, Topo should be able to win in the end. Vermit smiled lightly. Yes, Mr. Topo is a backup for Gods of Destruction after all, so he has the ability. Makarita nodded, but in this case, Lord Vermit will need to select a new candidate for Gods of Destruction. I've already chosen someone. If all else fails, let Dispo be the new Gods of Destruction substitute. Vermit mused. Mr. Dispo's strength is a little weak. Makarita smiled. It's okay, just train him well. Vermit replied. Gods of Destruction Mosco of the Third Universe. This guy Magi Ko is really useless. Lost the game so easily. This guy named Topo is no simple man either. Beerus said in a deep voice. Wow, it is said that he is the substitute for Gods of Destruction in the 11th Universe. Whis said with a smile. Beerus was stunned at the time. What did you say? Gods of Destruction substitute. Beerus was stunned. Whis smiled and said nothing more. Damn it, I remember that last time when I got together with those Gods of Destruction, that guy Vermit said he wanted to retire. I thought he was just joking at the time. I didn't expect it to be true. Has this guy started to train backup Gods of Destruction over the years? Beerus bared his teeth, feeling very unhappy. Since Topo is the backup for Gods of Destruction, his strength is definitely not as simple as it seems now. There must be some powerful energy hidden in him. Destructive energy. This guy might have already cultivated the power of destruction. I heard you were the backup player for Gods of Destruction. Lu Fan asked. Yes. Topo nodded politely. Will it condense destruction? Lu Fan asked again. Vados on the side looked over here. Kampa also glanced. Here we go again. Ah, this, yes. Topo was now confused about Lu Fan's true identity, so he could only stammer and answer politely. How big can you condense? Lu Fan asked. How big? Topo was stunned, a little confused. It's about volume, Lu Fan explained. This, should be about this big. Topo said, stretching his arms and gesturing. The diameter is about 1.8 meters. Lu Fan held his chin and pondered. Yes, it can be a little bigger, probably more than 2 meters, Topo replied. Can't it get any bigger? Lu Fan asked again. In principle, it can be bigger, but if it is bigger, it will not make much sense. If you want to continue to increase it, the destructive power of the core part will inevitably be reduced, Topo explained. Having said that, Topo looked at Lu Fan thoughtfully. Why did he ask that? Could he also destroy it? Are you, the backup gods of destruction from the 6th universe? Topo asked cautiously. Hey, you big bearded man, I never said I wanted to retire. Kampa said with a dark face, I haven't been enough of being the gods of destruction yet. Yes, Lord Kampa, I'm very sorry. Topo apologized hurriedly. Take your coke and get out of here. Don't linger in the stands of our 6th universe. Kampa chased him away. Topo. It was this Lu Fan from your place who pulled me aside to question me. It's not that I want to stay here. Come on, you still need to practice hard. You can't do anything with just 2 meters of damage. Lu Fan patted Topo's shoulder. Topo nodded a little confused. Can't you do anything? 2 meters of damage. More than enough to destroy a galaxy. The battle with the evil army 2 days ago, I just don't want to destroy our proud planet. If I really meant it, the huge proud planet would disappear immediately. Who is this guy? The prize chosen by the Grand Priest came from him. Mysterious. Topo had a lot of thoughts in his mind, but he still politely bowed to Lu Fan and Kampa, and saluted Vados alone, and then returned to his own stand. What did the coke guy tell you? Vermit asked. Lord Vermit, he asked me, how much destruction can I condense? Topo wiped his sweat. Destruction? How much condensation? Vermit was a little confused by Lu Fan's routine. Is there any special meaning in asking this? What? Does he mean he can also condense destruction? Vermit pondered, but it seems that Kampa has no intention of retiring. Yes. Lord Kampa did say that. Topo nodded. Forget it, forget about him. Vermit shook his head. Let's move on to the third match, Grand Priest announced with a smile. Damon from the 10th universe will face Bew from the 7th universe. Fight hard, do you understand? Beerus ordered Bew. Bew pretended not to hear. Go ahead, Beerus ordered. Bew didn't want to move. I don't want to be bossed around by you. I just want to be myself. Hurry up and get up there. What are you doing here? Beerus said unhappily. If you fail at the critical moment, I will destroy you. Chapter 46. Humph, got it. After Bew said this, he flew high up and landed heavily on the ring. Bang! Majin Bew deliberately used his strength on his feet, trying to shatter the ring with one kick. However, the moment Majin Bu's feet stepped onto the ring, Bew felt like his legs were about to break. Looking at the ring again, it was safe and sound. Just when Bew wanted to shatter the ring, Grand Priest had already seen through his thoughts clearly. Grand Priest waved his hand silently, and instantly covered the ring with a layer of angel's power. Majin Bew was lucky that his legs were not disabled on the spot. Well, the third game begins, Grand Priest announced with a smile. Damon. Good opportunity. The moment the fat man fell down just now, I felt that he was completely stunned. I took this opportunity to launch an attack. Take the opportunity to knock him off the ring. Bang. Damon quickly rushed in the direction where Majin Bew was. Damon kicked Majin Bew and pushed his body hard to slide backwards. Many people were stunned after seeing this scene. On the ring, Majin Bew was seen sliding backwards, his feet rubbing against the ground, leaving 2 long marks on the floor of the ring. Swish! The sound of Majin Bu's feet rubbing against the ground was endless. What's going on? Who is the contestant from the fourth universe? Beerus was stunned. Is it a transparent man? Kamba was also stunned and asked with a frown. What? Invisible man? Beerus suddenly realized. Hee. Quitella smiled with a nasty look on his face. Quitella, you shameless guy, you actually chose such a player to participate in the competition. Beerus gritted his teeth. It doesn't mean that invisible people are not allowed to participate in the competition. Quitella smiled happily. Moreover, the reason why Quitella laughed was, my contestant is not a transparent person, but an insect smaller than an ant. It's normal that you can't see him. It is difficult to detect his existence if you don't look carefully. Majin Buu continued to slide backwards, and soon he was getting closer and closer to the edge of the ring. Good job, Damon. Just knock him out like that. Quitella shouted. Majin Buu also looked stunned. Who is pushing me? Majin Buu turned and glanced behind him. Buu soon saw the edge of the ring approaching behind him. Majin Buu wanted to stop, but he felt that the opponent's strength was still very strong. Majin Buu grinned, and suddenly a plan came to him. Damon was pushing Majin Buu backwards with great enthusiasm. I will win the game soon. I'm going to the semi-finals. Crack. However, as he was pushing, Damon suddenly heard a crisp sound. Damon was stunned. What sound? Damon took a closer look and his expression turned extremely ugly. Because Damon discovered that his opponent's legs were broken and separated from his body. Damon shuddered at that moment. Damon was terrified. Hey, his body is separated from his legs. Basil exclaimed. Sidera also showed a look of shock. Rborn was so frightened that his face turned pale, no, to be more precise, his fat face changed color. Killing someone. If you kill someone, it counts as giving up, Zamasu mused. Damon stared in shock at Majin Buu being broken into two pieces, and was stunned for a moment. Hey, I finally found you. It turned out that you were fighting with me. At the moment when Damon was in a daze, Majin Buu leaned over and looked at the little insect on the ground that was smaller than an ant. What? You're still alive? Damon was stunned. So it's a bug. Majin Buu grinned. Damon. Oops. Fell into a trap. I'll crush you to death. Majin Buu suddenly reached out and grabbed his two broken legs. Then, Majin Buu grabbed his own legs with his hands and slapped Damon on the ground hard. Damon was knocked dizzy and almost died on the spot. Quitella's smile gradually froze. Was he recognized so quickly? This is trouble. I'm afraid we're going to lose this game. Hey, Buu, that's enough. If you continue you will be disqualified from the competition. Beerus shouted hurriedly. Majin Buu glanced at Beerus and ignored him. You don't want a Coke? Beerus snapped. Buu. This thing is quite tempting. Majin Buu grabbed Damon, who was smaller than an ant, from the ground. Call out. Majin Buu threw Damon hard and far out of the ring. Mr. Buu from Universe 7 wins the third match, the Grand Priest announced. Please ask Mr. Buu to go to Mr. Lu Fan to receive a can of Coke as a special reward. Majin Buu's eyes lit up when he heard the Grand Priest's words. This is the thing that Majin Buu has been looking forward to the most since he woke up. Now it's time to taste this drink. Call out. Buu came quickly towards Lu Fan. Bang! Lu Fan raised his hand slightly, and a can of Coke immediately appeared in his hand. Buu looked at Lu Fan's right hand curiously. How did you make it? Buu asked, and then he imitated Lu Fan and raised his right hand slightly. However, nothing happened. I use energy to compress the Coke into particles. When needed, I can use its own energy to restore these particles to their original shape, Lu Fan explained. Majin Buu looked confused. What do you mean? I don't understand. Well, it doesn't matter. Let me taste this bottle of Coke first. Bang! Majin Buu opened the can of Coke and took a sip. Majin Buu's eyes lit up at that moment, and he looked surprised. This stuff really tastes good. This fat guy. Didn't you say you would give me the prize? Beerus was so angry that smoke came out of his nostrils. Mr. Buu didn't agree. Whis said with a smile. Beerus. This BD, he didn't even leave any for me. Beerus snorted. Soon, Majin Buu drank the bottle of Coke clean. Majin Buu even stuck his tongue into a Coke bottle and licked it clean. Beerus felt sick. So disgusting. Give me another kin. Majin Buu looked at Lu Fan eagerly. Win the next game and you can have another kin, Lu Fan said with a smile. No, I want it now. Majin Buu got angry like a child. Chapter 47. Beerus' eyes widened and his expression changed again and again. Call out. Beerus came quickly from a distance and grabbed Majin Buu's head. Sorry, he was joking with you, please don't take it seriously. Beerus hurriedly explained to Lu Fan. The identity of this guy is still uncertain. I'd better not mess with him. Moreover, this fat guy. Grand Priest said that if you win the game, you can get a kin of coke. You finish a kin and you want another one. You are looking for death. Beerus didn't even dare to go see Grand Priest. Because Beerus felt a chill on his back. It seemed as if the Grand Priest was watching him. I'm sorry to trouble you. Beerus apologized to Lu Fan again and pulled Majin Buu to bow. Then, Beerus took Majin Buu and quickly left the stands of the 6th universe and returned to their own stands. You fat guy, do you know what you are doing? If you dare to do it again, believe it or not, I will destroy you. Beerus said with a dark face. Majin Buu snorted, a murderous look in his eyes. However, after thinking about how powerful this cat man was, Majin Buu felt a little overwhelmed. I am no match for him at all. I'll keep a low profile for now. Hehe, it's funny to think about how cowardly Beerus is. Compa laughed. He probably doesn't know Lu Fan's true identity. Yeah, I don't know. Vados nodded. It's so funny. I wonder what his expression would be if he knew. Compa showed his white teeth. Then let's move on to the 4th match, the Grand Priest announced. The 4th match will be between Ms. Rborn of the 2nd universe and Mr. Zeno of the 10th universe. Rborn, it's up to you. Hakai said to Rborn. He will definitely fall under my spell. Rborn said confidently. Hakai fell silent. I feel that the woman I found is not very reliable. Zeno, be gentle. It's rare to see such a beautiful woman. Rumshi's face flushed after seeing Rborn. Zeno glanced at Rumshi. You are an elephant. Shouldn't you like female elephants? You're still attracted to this woman. Zeno shook his head. Bang. Zeno slowly flew up to the ring and appeared opposite Rborn. The game begins. Grand Priest announced loudly. Lu Fan, look. What a beautiful girl. Vados said to Lu Fan with a smile. Lu Fan stared at Vados without blinking. I'm not asking you to look at me, I'm asking you to look at the Rborn in the ring. Vados explained. She. Lu Fan asked doubtfully, can she be called a beauty? Of course, in our world of gods, fat has always been considered beautiful. In fact, my looks can only be considered second-rate. The first-rate beauties are beauties like Rborn. Vados commented. Then give these first-class beauties to Grand Priest. Lu Fan said, I only need the second-class beauties. Grand Priest glanced over here and his face darkened. Leading. Vados wiped the sweat off his face vigorously. How dare you do such a thing? In my eyes, a woman like Rborn. I'd better not say anything. Let me vomit for a while. Lu Fan said. Leading. When you meet such a beautiful girl, you actually say such disgusting words. I really don't know what you are thinking. On the ring. Hey, handsome guy, how about buying me a drink after the game? Rborn posed coquettishly, looking charming and attractive. Get out of here. You stupid human. Zeno snorted coldly and shouted with a dark face. Hey. Rborn was slightly stunned. Doesn't this guy like women? Let me show you my secret weapon. Donuts of love. Rborn said, making a heart shape with his hands. Call out. A heart-shaped energy flame whizzed towards Zemeso's direction. Humph. Zemeso's expression was cold. Bang. The knife in Zemeso's hand emerged. Swish. Zemeso swung his sword and split the heart-shaped energy in half. Swish. The next moment, Zemeso's figure flashed and disappeared from the spot. What? My love, was split in half so ruthlessly by you, you unfaithful man. Rborn cried. Strategy. Who the hell is the unfaithful guy? It's like what I said is the same to you. You disgusting woman. I am God. I am a noble God. Even if you are very beautiful and have a natural beauty, in the eyes of God, you are just a robot doll. Swish. Zamasu appeared silently behind Ribrian. Where is the person? You ungrateful man, come out here, where have you been? Were you knocked out of the ring by my peerless beauty? Ribrian asked shyly. Zamasu's face darkened again. This shameless woman. I'm behind you. Zamasu's voice sounded behind Ribrian. What? Ribrian's face changed color. Get eliminated. You disgusting woman. Zamasu yelled. Puff. Zamasu's hand knife pierced through Ribrian's back and into his chest without hesitation. Ribrian just looked down at the hand knife showing through his chest, and felt his physical strength dissipating rapidly. Ribrian became increasingly weaker, and his consciousness became increasingly blurred. Don't worry, you won't die. If you die, I'll be eliminated. Zamasu smiled and used his hand to hook Ribrian to the edge of the ring. Ribrian did not die, but he felt endless pain and screamed for his parents. Because of Zamasu's dragging, a long red bloodstain was left on the ring. Hakai frowned. This contestant from the 10th universe is quite ruthless. Although Ribrian is a little disgusting, you can't be so cruel, right? Rumshi. Rumshi glanced towards Kessie. Kess also sighed slightly. How could this guy be so cruel? I didn't even realize it. Rumshi said in a deep voice. The human heart is hard to predict, let alone the heart of God. Kess sighed. Oh no. Grand Priest is watching here too. Rumshi wanted to cry. I'm afraid we don't have a chance in this Gods of Destruction election. Kess murmured, in fact, it's called a competition, but it's also a test of one's heart to see if your state of mind is suitable for becoming an outstanding Gods of Destruction. Chapter 48. I wish I had told that guy Zamasu earlier. Rumshi sighed. It's easy to change the country, but difficult to change one's nature, said Kess. Rumshi. Call out. Zamasu hooked Ribrian's body with his knife and came to the edge of the ring, then swung his hand violently. Puff. Zamasu's knife immediately threw Ribrian out. Ribrian flew straight out of the ring. Swish. The next moment, Ribrian disappeared in a flash and appeared on the stands of the second universe. Although Ribrian's body was pierced, there were no injuries to his vital parts. As a king of the realm, this kind of thing is easy to do. But Ribrian was in so much pain that he was crying so hard that it was really creepy. Sava, treat her quickly. Hakai ordered. Okay, Master Hakai. Sava nodded slightly, and a healing flame flashed on the scepter in his hand, quickly covering Ribrian's body. In just a blink of an eye, Ribrian's injuries were completely healed. Thank you, thank you. Ribrian thanked him quickly. Sava smiled and said nothing more. Then, Ribrian looked towards Zamasu in the ring with some fear. This battle left Ribrian with psychological trauma. It seems that my beauty cannot solve all problems. This guy must be a eunuch. Otherwise it would be impossible not to be impressed by my beauty. Mr. Zamasu from the 10th universe won the 4th match. Grand Priest announced with a smile, please ask Mr. Zamasu to go to Mr. Lu Fan to get a can of Coke. Yes. Zamasu bowed. Swish. Zamasu flew to Lu Fan's side. Lu Fan raised her little hand slightly, and there was a can of Coke in her hand. Lu Fan handed the Coke in his hand to Zamasu. Thank you. Zamasu took the Coke with both hands politely. Zamasu was just about to open. Wait a moment. Lu Fan said. Zamasu pauses for now. I suddenly forgot to mention this, drinks like Coke taste better if you shake them before drinking. Lu Fan said. Really? Thank you. Zamasu nodded and shook the Coke vigorously. Kampa. Leading. The two couldn't help but move to the side, putting some distance between themselves and Zamasu. Zamasu opened the can. Puff. The carbon dioxide gas spurted out immediately, directly spraying Zamasu in the face. Zamasu was caught off guard and was hit on the spot. He thought he was attacked by surprise, and the energy in his hands flashed rapidly. Bang! Suddenly, the Coke in Zamasu's hand was turned into slag by his flames. This guy is such a waste. Beerus bared his teeth, feeling heartbroken. Such a delicious bottle of Coke was ruined by this guy? You, what do you mean? Why are you teasing me? Zamasu quickly came to his senses and looked at Lu Fan with a cold face. I'm not teasing you. Coke tastes better when you drink it this way. Lu Fan smiled gently. Bang! Lu Fan conjured up a can of Coke again. Lu Fan shook it vigorously. Master Kampa. Lu Fan casually threw the can of coke to Kampa. Kampa was slightly stunned. Take a drink and see. This guy said I was teasing him. Lu Fan said. Bang. Kampa opened the can without any hesitation. The next moment, Kampa quickly put the mouth of the coke bottle against his own mouth. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Kampa swallowed it in one gulp. Wow, so cool. Kampa patted his stomach and exhaled carbon dioxide. Do you understand? You have to drink it this way. Lu Fan smiled. Strategy. Zamasu didn't know what to say. Zamasu, you need to hone your inner self. Even if you win the competition, you are not fit to be the gods of destruction. Lu Fan sighed, patting Zamasu on the shoulder and said, I know you are a Kai King and may become the next Supreme Kai. But if you continue to develop with your current mentality, I'm afraid you won't be able to become the Supreme Kai. Zamasu frowned, a little annoyed. However, Zamasu was still afraid of Lu Fan's true identity. This boy was chosen by the Grand Priest. I'd better not mess with him. After figuring this out, Zamasu nodded slightly. I've made note of it. Thank you Mr. Lu Fan for your guidance. Zamasu saluted. Go ahead. Lu Fan waved his hand, indicating that Zamasu could leave. Grand Priest once again looked at Lu Fan silently. Although this boy is young, his inner cultivation is definitely better than anyone else present. In fact, his inner cultivation surpassed that of several gods of destruction. It's getting more and more interesting. Zamasu returned to the stance of Universe 10. Rumsshi said nothing more. Rumsshi felt that Zamasu was hopeless. Even if he wins the game, he probably won't be chosen as gods of destruction. Gods of destruction are beings that can disregard life. But gods of destruction won't be so cruel. In the match just now, if you had kicked that beautiful girl down, no one would have said anything to you. But it was wrong for you to torture her like that. Lord Rumsshi, it seems that the contestants from the second universe are nothing special. Zamasu smiled. As long as you like it. Rumsshi said lightly. Zamasu didn't think much about it, and his face was full of anticipation. As for the remaining 3 players, as long as I fight well, I will definitely defeat them. The first round of the competition has come to an end. Grand Priest announced with a smile while floating in the air, the contestants who have advanced to the semi-finals are, Hit from the 6th universe, Topo from the 11th universe, Bu from the 7th universe, and Zamasu from the 10th universe. Next, we will immediately enter the semi-finals. The first to appear are Hit from the 6th universe and Topo from the 11th universe. Please invite the 2 contestants to play. Hit, be careful, that guy is the backup of gods of destruction. Kampa warned. Got it. Hit nodded. Topo, your opponent seems to be able to control time and stop time briefly. Don't be careless. Vermit also warned Topo. Yes, Lord Vermit, Topo responded. The 2 flew onto the ring. The game begins, announced the Grand Priest. There was no unnecessary nonsense between Hit and Topo, and they started a fierce confrontation right away. Bang, bang, bang. The 2 of them continuously increased their own energy and greeted each other continuously. Chapter 49. Lu Fan looked over silently. In theory, the difference in strength between Hit and Topo is not that big. The 2 have been fighting for nearly a minute now. The winner was not determined in a short period of time. Hit did not use flash time. Topo also did not resort to sabotage. The confrontation between the 2 now is actually just an exploratory exchange. Test the opponent first, and then find a way to eliminate the opponent. 2 minutes later. Bang! The 2 men's fists collided. Da-da-da! Both of them took several steps back. The next moment, Hit and Topo just stared at each other. You are very strong. If you were in our universe, you might be a competitor to me as the candidate for gods of destruction. Topo said calmly. Humph. Hit snorted and didn't respond. I know you can control time, so control one and let me see. Topo said, and turned into a stream of light and punched in the direction of Hittite as you wish. Flash time. Hit snorted coldly and immediately used flash time. Bang. Hit punched Topo in the nose. Topo felt his nose was sour, and when he wiped it, he found that blood was already flowing out of his nose. Topo's eyes widened, his face showing shock. I didn't even see how he threw the punch. Is this how you control time? Stop time for a moment. And then it hurt me. Yes, you are more difficult than I thought. Toppo smiled, but it's just a matter of time control. I won't lose to you. Boom. Purple-red flames suddenly appeared on Toppo's body. Gods of Destruction form. Toppo directly activated the Gods of Destruction form. Hit's face also became heavy. Well, let's continue. Toppo grinned and rushed towards Hit again. Flash time. Without any hesitation, Hit released the flash time again. Then, Hit punched Toppo in the chest. Bang! A scene that shocked Hit occurred. Toppo actually raised his hand to block his fist. Hit's eyes widened. This time control trick requires suppressing energy to be more effective, right? My current Gods of Destruction energy has far surpassed your basic energy. Toppo said with a smile. What? Hit's face changed again and again. Bang! Toppo was not polite and hit Hit's chest with his knee. Puff! A large amount of blood spurted out of Hit's mouth and he felt unwell. Bang! Toppo kicked again, knocking Hit to the ground. Damn, isn't Hit a match for that guy? Kompa gritted his teeth. Humph, no matter how powerful that guy named Hit is, how can he possibly surpass my backup Gods of Destruction? Vermit smiled contemptuously. You lose, Hittite. Toppo stretched out his hand and aimed it at Hit's body through the air. Boom! A powerful burst of energy blasted out from Toppo's hands. The energy roared towards Hit like lightning. Hit was shocked and rolled over quickly to avoid the energy attack. Boom! The energy released by Toppo hit the ground of the ring. The earth shook violently. Even the place where Hit had just been had cracks of some degree. You're quite fast, but you're just struggling. Toppo snorted and flew towards Hit's direction. In just a moment, Toppo appeared right in front of Hittite. I have to say, you are the only opponent I admire in this Gods of Destruction election, but you'd better go down with peace of mind. Toppo said, clenching his fist and punching Hit in the chest. However, just when Toppo thought that this punch would definitely knock Hit off the ring, Toppo was surprised to find that Hit's figure opposite him became illusory. Oh no! It's an illusion. Toppo's face changed. You are so careless. Hit's voice sounded behind Toppo. Hey! Hit kicked out fiercely, hitting Toppo in the back. Toppo lunged forward and made close contact with the ground of the ring. Toppo's body continued to slide forward, and soon he was less than a meter away from the edge of the ring. Hit rushed forward quickly, wanting to take the opportunity to eliminate Toppo. Toppo also reacted very quickly. He quickly stood up and caught Hit's punch with his arm. I will not lose to you. Toppo snorted, although you had a slight advantage just now, I am the one who has the advantage. Really? Hit grinned. Toppo was stunned and suddenly had a bad feeling. Boom! Suddenly, extremely powerful energy burst out from Hit's body. A ball of light blue energy covered Hit's body. What? Toppo's expression changed again and again. You, have you been hiding your energy just now? You guessed right. Hit smiled lightly. Flash time. Hit used the flash time again. Time stops. Bang! Kicked Toppo. Time to recover. Toppo was hit and flew backwards. But Toppo was a backup to Gods of Destruction after all, and his reaction was extremely fast. Just when Toppo was about to fall out of the ring, he hurriedly grabbed the edge of the ring with his right hand. Toppo's entire body was suspended in the air, but because his right hand was still holding onto the ring, it did not fall down immediately. Hit walked over. Toppo's expression became unusually heavy. Go down. Hit said calmly and stomped his feet violently. Crack! The edge of the ring that Toppo was holding on to suddenly loosened. Toppo lost his balance and fell out of the ring. Swish! Toppo's figure flashed and appeared on the stands of Universe 11. Toppo was eliminated. Hey! Hit let out a long sigh. This guy is not easy to deal with. Toppo. Vermouth. Vermit did not expect such a result. Sorry, I underestimated the enemy. Toppo said in a deep voice. Vermit didn't know what to say about Toppo. But now that things have come to this, there is no point in saying more. Forget it. Even if I give you a good scolding now, it won't do much good. You'd better go back and be my backup Gods of Destruction. Vermit sighed. Actually, it's a good idea to do this. I don't have to train new Gods of Destruction. I'm really sorry, Lord Vermit. Toppo bowed his head and admitted his mistake. Vermit waved his hand and said no more. In the first match of the semi-finals, Hit from Universe 6 won and advanced to the finals. Grand Priest announced with a smile, Hit can go to Lu Fan to get another can of Coke. Chapter 50. Yes. Hit bowed and returned to the stands. Lu Fan threw the Coke to Hittite. Hit took it with both hands, but did not intend to open it immediately. Can I save it for later? Hit asked. Of course, the Coke is already given to you, drink it however you want. Lu Fan smiled, even if you drink it upside down, I won't interfere. Hit. I won't drink it backwards. Hite, I've always thought of you as my brother. Lu Fan exclaimed, your head is so unique, it looks exactly like my brother. Hit looked confused. My head looks like your brother's? What does it mean? You mean? I look very similar to your brother. Hit subconsciously thought that he looked more like Lu Fan's brother. Yet. Lu Fan nodded vigorously. Do you have a brother? Vados looked at Lu Fan strangely. What are you talking about, Vados? Of course I have brothers. Lu Fan rolled his eyes. It's up to you. Vados shook his head, also a little puzzled. Even if you have a brother, would your brother look like Hit? You two are not of the same race. What does this kid Lu Fan want to do? Do you want to go out of your way to get along well with Hit? That's right, according to the current development situation, Hit is likely to become the gods of destruction of the new universe. Whether in terms of strength or character, Hit is more suitable to be the gods of destruction. Vados said no more. Vados, you will see my brother later. Lu Fan said. Okay, you can introduce him to me when you have time. Vados nodded. Yet. Lu Fan responded. Kampa also looked confused. Hit's head looks a lot like your brother? I always feel that there is something special about what you said. Thank you Mr. Lu Fan for your kindness. Hit said. You're welcome, Hittite. Lu Fan said with a smile. The second match of the semi-finals will be between Bu from Universe 7 and Zamasu from Universe 10, the Grand Priest announced. Bu and Zamasu stepped onto the ring together. The game begins. Grand Priest shouted. Bang! A flame flashed in Zamasu's hand, and a hand knife appeared. Bu was slightly stunned and his eyes widened. What a magical trick! Puff! Zamasu inserted the hand knife directly into Majin Bu's body at an extremely fast speed. Majin Bu looked down at the knife hand that had stabbed into his body, but he acted as if nothing had happened. The person who will win this game in the end is me, Zamasu. Zamasu shouted and pulled his hand knife back violently. Bang! Then, Zamasu kicked Majin Bu in the face. Majin Bu took a step back. Wow! Zamasu started punching and kicking Majin Bu. Majin Bu seemed to be beaten so badly that he couldn't fight back. Hey! Zamasu threw another powerful punch. Bang! Majin Bu fell to the ground, his body already smoking. I win! Zamasu smiled a little, revealing a victorious smile. Bang! Majin Bu got up from the ground as if nothing had happened. Zamasu's smile gradually froze. It hurts a bit. Majin Bu's face showed murderous intent. Bang! Then, the body pierced by Zamasu was easily healed by Majin Bu. What? This guy can regenerate. Zamasu's eyes widened. How should I deal with you? Majin Bu stretched out his hand and aimed it at Zamasu's body. Majin Bu felt it too, this guy is nothing special. You've been hitting me for a long time, but I don't feel any pain at all. It only hurt a little when you stabbed me with the knife. Call out. A stream of light suddenly shot out from Majin Bu's hand, and the light whizzed towards the direction where Zamasu was. Not good! Zamasu exclaimed, and without the slightest hesitation, he immediately soared into the sky. Hey! The next moment, Zamasu swung his hands downwards, and a powerful divine power quickly covered Majin Bu's body. Majin Bu seemed to be frozen in place, not moving at all. Zamasu breathed a sigh of relief. Finally found this fat guy. I have to eliminate him quickly. This fat guy is stronger than I thought. Call out. Zamasu swooped down from the air and kicked Majin Bu. Blah blah blah. Looking at Zamasu who was coming at him quickly, Majin Bu's body suddenly moved and he made a face at Zamasu. Zamasu was about to attack Majin Bu, but then he saw a big face approaching. Zamasu was so frightened that he quickly stopped in mid-air. Swish! Majin Buu flew up into the sky and appeared right above where Zamasu was. What? This guy is so fast! Zamasu exclaimed. Boom! Majin Buu slapped Zamasu down with one slap, knocking him directly from the air to the ground. Pa! Zamasu's body came into close contact with the ring on the ground. Zamasu was knocked unconscious and suffered serious injuries. Damn it! Zamasu gritted his teeth, climbed halfway and fell to the ground again. Bang! Majin Buu fell from the sky and landed opposite Zamasu. Gulp! Majin Buu's stomach suddenly growled. I'm hungry, I want to eat you, said Buu. What did you say? Do you know who you are talking to? Zamasu was shocked and angry, looking up and glaring at Majin Buu. Turn into a cookie. Buu said, and the tentacles on his head suddenly flashed, emitting a purple-white flame. Bang! The purple-white flames hit Zamasu directly. Pa! Zamasu's body quickly changed shape, and soon became a human-shaped cookie. The human-shaped cookie rolled to the ground. Majin Buu hummed a tune as he walked over, picked up the cookie, and was about to put it in his mouth. Idiot! Killing is against the law. Stop it right now and change him back. I'll get you something to eat. Beerus shouted at Majin Buu. Majin Buu was stunned, and suddenly realized that he was still competing in the ring. They ate him and he died. That way I wouldn't be able to get a Coke. Not worth it. Be patient and eat later. Bang! A purple-white flame flashed above Majin Buu's head again and quickly hit the cookie. Suddenly, the cookie solidified and deformed, returning to the appearance of Zamasu. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.